Which we welcome all, talking shit, spitballing and busting your balls. We all love Star Wars, the uniting cause, but as long as you love Lego, it ain't breaking no laws. We got guests, clock talking random topics, leaks, rumors, hot takes like psychotropics, lane breakers, and of course all the latest gossip. What's your wish list? What's it gonna take to cop? Let's do a roll call of our illustrious host, hailing stateside in UK, coast to coast. Paddle on the dawn, shuffles in, packing the cake, all stiff for us, stiff while he making it shake. Most vengeance here to send us back to 99. Oaktown, always down, letting love light shine. Hailing from the Emerald Isle comes Slurpy Ho-Ho, pot of gold at the rainbow, stop motion maestro. West Country, Whittakee, thespian by night. Monthly bucks of boys try to guess it right.
Good evening.
With the plan.
That's enough of that. Good evening. Welcome to another Super Sunday. I'm one of the hosts here for the Cool Han show. Whittakee, aka Martin. Welcome everyone. Tonight we've got special guests. We've got JenBuilds, where she'll be discussing lots of things like obsession with minifigures and hopefully give us some secrets of how she's got up to sort of 4K subscribers and things like that. But before that, we would just like to basically invite the other hosts in, my two favourite people. I couldn't do this without them. So first of all, obviously, the co-founder, the brains of it all. Here he is, Cool Han Luke, aka Martin, aka the Welsh Wonder.
What's up? I can't believe you could describe me as the brains. Surely I'm the brawn. Surely Slurpy's the brains.
I don't know. I'm the heart.
Yeah.
I've got to do this. I just can't. I can't handle this when it's like that. There you go.
But when we're all together, we're just a bag of spanners. So
yeah. So how are you? Because unlike me, just finished work. Yeah, about 6 o'clock. So a bit rushed, a bit tired.
Yeah, and it's absolutely belting down here, and I got a 3 mile cycle in the rain, which wasn't great. Thankfully, I had my waterproofs, but it's too warm to wear the waterproofs on top of clothes. So I basically had to just wear waterproofs and nothing else, which is great until I get outside the house. And then I'm like, wait, I can't walk through the wet clothes. So I kind of got to strip down, throw on a towel on the doorstep or on the back doorstep.
I noticed that today, driving around for work. And like, even though it was raining and outside, it was like I had to have like the AC on. It was like still warm and stuffy in the car.
Yeah. Mid-year.
Yeah. Anyway, well, it's good to see you. So, I suppose we introduce our other good old buddy. He's actually turned up now because we wondered if he was.
He plugged in a fresh potato ready for tonight.
Yeah. So everybody say hello to our lovely little man. Always happy, always laughing. Here he is, Slurpy, or AKA Matt.
Hello, everyone. How are we doing? What
Good.
a mess that was. I was in the wrong. I was like waiting in another live chat for like 20 minutes. Like, where is everyone?
Which one were you in?
There's another one that has the same. No, it must have been the Black Ice one. It has the same thumbnail, and I was like, where the hell is everyone?
Oh, I thought I updated the thumbnail.
Do you know what? It's really strange because of the
It's in the StreamYard, but
because of the back screen, the behind us.
Yeah.
You've obviously got Jen there next to Slurpy, and I keep thinking she's already in the.
That's good. No, let me change it out actually to the actual the one I made specially. So ding, there you go.
So how are you, Slurpy? How have you been the last week?
Been 100%. Just been, I don't know, chilling. Just finally got my vlog finished. I'm happy about that.
Checked it out. Go and see his little blog. Brilliant, really funny.
Please do, guys. It was like about a week late.
Do you know what?
Is it your first ever non-stop motion content on your YouTube channel?
It's the first public. There is like I have like university short films, and I actually have another vlog, but it's all private or unlisted, just because it's maybe with other friends and stuff like that that maybe didn't want their faces shown publicly. Like,
right. What's the point then?
Well, it's unlisted, so only they can see it.
Oh, right. I get you.
Like, and then there's, as I say, like there's stuff when I was at school and all the teachers needed to see homework and all that, and I'm like, right, I'm not gonna make this horrible video public, but yeah, it's at least on the channel, it's the first non-stop motion, and
I found it amusing. It was nice. So
I thought it was great. I watched the second version, obviously the version that you posted, and I was trying to work out what was different from the version that you sent me. And apart from maybe a little bit of music, I couldn't really work out the difference.
The bit that got me though was there were like a bunch of like Belfast and other Irish like outlets there that were like filming it live. So they would like put up on Facebook or Instagram, like, look at the link for this queue. And I would like scan by to see if me or Muggsy lad were in that clip.
Yeah, that was a bit. Yeah, I remember that actually. Yeah, did you? It paused on you for a second.
I zoomed in, and everyone else turned black and white, and me and Shay remained in color. And the reason, like this is so horrible, but like anytime they like what they actually did was they just walked around on the phone like that. So when they would walk around, I would do like a scream face, you know. So and the one I use, you can see me like screaming and then going back to normal. But
nice.
But how are you all doing?
Yeah,
good. Yeah, a bit tired. Sort of been up since 6 this morning, so a bit shattered. I had to stay on a little bit today. But yeah, got tomorrow off, so
it's all good.
A little rest tomorrow.
So tonight's guest, right? Again, it's a fan favorite for me, and that invitation, guys, is still open. I've said to you, if there's any particular friend connection that you've got within the community, or anybody like somebody who you're a fan of that you want to get on the show, let me know, because I'm still trying to plot out the next sort of 6 weeks.
See, I was thinking of that, and everyone that I know is either like probably a co-host anyway, or someone that we know. But
so tonight's guest, connected with Jen through round about the time we did the charity stream. I can't remember how it came about. I think I put the word out, and I think she might have been the one who sort of reached out and said, I'd like to be involved. I don't believe we were connected before then, but hopefully she'll clear that up. But either way, so was involved with the 48-hour stream, and obviously everybody who sort of got involved in that obviously has a place in my heart anyway, because obviously that was quite a big thing to do. But yeah, so just been watching Jen. I think she was relatively new to the scene, the same as me, I guess, at that point on Instagram. The only difference is that Jen does a lot of her content on Instagram. I won't sort of steal her own thunder, but basically it's just gone from height to height, because every time I sort of check in, it's like, whoa, like, 1,000, 2,000, and obviously we'll talk a little bit about that. But so Jen hails from North Carolina, and I used to be a Charlotte Hornets fan when I was younger, so we might have a conversation there about Muggsy Bogues. Trying to remember Alonzo Mourning. I'm trying to remember who the other starting lineup was back in those days. But anyway, so yeah, Charlotte Hornets, used to be a huge fan of the basketball team. But yeah, so, and same place as Papa Trip as well. Papa Trip is North Carolina, right? Yeah. So, but yeah, so a fan favorite for me. Not a non-Star Wars affiliate, which I think is a good thing, because Jen's been doing something around Star Wars that's quite interesting that we want to talk about. So there's a little bit of education on both sides, and hopefully she can teach us something new. Jen is also quite a big sort of LumiBricks. I don't know whether she's ambassador for him, but she does a lot of LumiBricks. Used to be Funwhole, LumiBricks. And so, yeah, so I got a few questions around that as well.
Give me a banner on that one, oh dear. Oh.
Yeah, check it on now, mate. But But yeah, so let's just welcome her and say hello, but also let's
Hey guys.
hit the applause.
Hello, how are you?
Hi Slurpy.
Hey,
It's nice to see.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello. Yeah, he arrived.
I'm
Later than ever.
back, everybody. It's nice to see everybody. It's nice to see you guys again. I feel like we all met at Brick World Chicago, if even briefly. Slurpy, I remember your movie. I do remember the stop motion. I was there with Andre, and he had his entry, of course, and so drug us all along to come see all the fun stop motion.
that's right. Yeah, and
Dre's opened the festival too, and it got a great reception.
Yeah, it was good.
And his
you won, rightfully so.
His spangly jacket. Was he wearing his spangly jacket for that?
Andre's, yes.
Yeah, that's
I
right.
was class looking, yeah.
Yes, he brought that jacket with him.
I've seen him wear it before.
You've seen him wear it before?
Yeah, he's worn it for content before. I'm sure he has.
Probably. I wouldn't put it past
I was disappointed. I was disappointed when he picked me up in the car when I was heading to 7-Eleven, and he randomly picked me up that first day I got there, and I was like, yeah, and he wasn't wearing the jacket.
Wasn't wearing the jacket yet.
Best man in
He wasn't wearing any clothes.
No. Will you throw that picture?
I don't know about that car ride. That was a different car ride. I didn't hear about the one where he was naked. Was that a different one?
I was that close to going and walking his dog with him because he's like, "I'll drop you back to the hotel." I said, "No, we'll go. I'll go." He said, "No, I'm going to walk my dog." I said, "That's fine. I'll go with you."
Oh, that's so cool.
Oh, there's someone missing.
Right, yeah.
I was probably in bed.
No, you just too. Yeah, you was going to say you just stood behind somebody, but
he was taking the photo.
Yeah, I'm behind that stick.
So this was quite a great one of the great, and I like these kind of pictures. These are the best ones because we were just kind of walking along here, bumped into you guys. You were heading towards the convention, we were heading away, and it was just like one of those great moments where it's like, yay! And I don't think we planned to all put our thumb up. It just so happened.
No.
We were
That's like the most neutral thing you can do in a picture. I think we just all went for that.
But yeah, so no, it was a great to get to meet you, and then obviously, unfortunately, don't have any pictures of the sipping builds, but so
it's okay.
So let's kick it off, Jen, with the Charlotte Hornets. Why not start there? Do you know?
Okay.
I don't want to assume your age, but this was when I was in my teens, and I used to watch the team and Muggsy Bogues, and I'm just trying to think, Larry.
Well, let me stop you there and tell you that I'm not originally from here. So I am originally from Chicago. My home team is Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, BJ Armstrong. That's my team growing up. So I don't know anything about. I do know Muggsy Bogues. I know like the people that you were naming when I was backstage. I was like, oh yeah, I know those people, but he's gonna be mad because I don't know anything about the Charlotte Hornets at all.
Yeah, actually, no. I think I'm pretty sure because I remember when I was first watching your content and your room was practically empty, and you were saying then that you just moved in, and I think you talked about it in some of your lives and that you just moved, but I don't think I ever remember asking or anybody asking or you saying where you'd moved from. So that was actually one of my questions, as in what your connection is with Charlotte or North Carolina. What sort of took you there from Chicago, that kind of thing.
So I moved from Chicago. I move around a lot. I'm going to start by saying that. I moved from Chicago to Atlanta, actually. I lived in Atlanta for 10 years, and then I moved to Tennessee. I lived there for 6 years, and then I moved back to Atlanta for a year. And then I moved to Charlotte, North Carolina in November of last year. So I've moved around a lot. Nothing brings me anywhere. I'm very grateful, very thankful that I have a career and I work for a company that allows me to kind of move wherever I want to move. And so if I get bored, I'll move in a few different places in a city. And then I'm like, oh, what's next? And I'll just literally look at a map and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll go here. Like I'll try out Georgia. I'll try out North Carolina. I'd never been here for some reason. Like Charlotte always kept coming up in my mind. So I was like, okay, next year I was not happy in Atlanta. So I knew that was not going to be my final stop. So I was just like, oh, move to Charlotte and see what happens. And everybody always thinks I'm crazy. I never tell anybody I'm moving. Like my mom knows, but that's it. Like none of my friends ever know. So I just had a friend to call me for my birthday. I celebrated a birthday on Thursday. And he was like, no, thank you. 9/11 is my birthday. So now you guys will never, ever forget that.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Across. Jesus.
My birthday. You know, it was my birthday before all of that happened.
Right.
But yeah, so like he was like, well, where do you live? And I was like, Charlotte. He's like, Charlotte, I thought you were in Tennessee. I was like, oh no, that was 2 years ago. It's like, you know, it's I don't have any
That's so 2 years ago.
So yesterday. So yeah, I love to try new things out, try new places, which is actually how I got into Lego just to begin with. Like it's like I'm really
Take us there then. Tell us your story. Did you have a sort of a dark age? Were you into Lego as a child? What's the story? The origin story.
Like the origin story is very short. Let me tell you, it's like a short summary. I remember having Lego as a kid, but not like any sets or anything like that. Like I had a base plate, a couple bricks here and there. I would build the same house and take it down and then build it again and build a carport next to it and take it down. And for the longest time, I thought I invented the carport until I started traveling and I saw these houses with carports next to them. And I'm like, somebody stole my idea. Like, I can't believe they would do that. I'm just a kid. Like, why would they take my idea? So that was, but I never had like, I just was never into it. I was a reader. I was more of a reader, bookworm as a kid. So fast forward to just May of 2024, I was in a dark time in my life. And so one of my friends recommended Lego and I just left her house and I'm like, dude, I'm not getting into that. Like your whole home, like her whole house is just full of Lego. It's just everywhere. I'm like, there's no way I'm starting that. Like that just doesn't seem like a good idea. But I tried it. I bought a botanical set, the bonsai tree, or not the bonsai tree. The orchids was my first. And then I did the bonsai tree and then the guitar and then the Jeep. And then I stumbled into modulars and that was it. That's where we are right now.
Right, yeah.
And regretting it ever since.
The story is very similar to mine. Very similar.
Yeah. Okay. Tell me, because I've never. Usually, people are like, "Oh, I had Lego as a kid, and then I went through my dark ages in my 20s."
Mainly into Star Wars toys. No, it was. I mean, everyone here knows this. So I'll be very quick. It was like 2022. I was in, not in a very good place. Sort of very down and depressed. But my mate bought me a set, the AT-AT.
That's a good one to start with. I don't know much about Star Wars, but I know that.
The play set one, not obviously not the UCS one, just the place.
Okay.
And then that was it, and it calmed me down. And that was it. Then I started buying, and then I just got hooked very quickly. So So again, like you, it was a friend who introduced me, bought me this set. And that's it. So.
I'm so thankful for that friend. Like even like to this day, she's not on social media at all, but she kind of follows my journey. And so she'll call me like, you know what would be cool is if you did this. It's almost like she's like living vicariously through me and the things that I display. So it's like I'm super thankful for her. To be able
I'm very thankful that you started me off, even though it's like I'm looking now and thinking, my God, how much money I've spent now.
Oh gosh, I don't even want to think about it.
It's a smile on my face, so that's what it's all about.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah. So look, while we're on the subject of heroes and the community, we did almost forget to call out the chat. So let's get some Garth Brooks on the go, and let's call out this chat, Siri. Let's find
out. It's a song I did. He likes to take them. I worked hard on that song.
It does sound like some proper country.
I like that. I'm a little bit into country enough to know some good music when I hear it.
Well, I was going to say you come from Tennessee, so
yeah.
It's called
I also like the original. The original one is also good. You're the one that you come into.
Yeah. but I just wanted one for the while we're doing the chat sort of thing, and we were using ones from StreamYard, and mine wanted me to make one. So,
well, I didn't want you
Hello,
to. I just
everybody.
stop complaining about the music that I've written lyrics for and taken ages to
I
write.
really like that.
Hold on, before we start.
And you complained, and I said, "Make your own then."
Right. Good evening, everyone. Well, welcome to the Cool Gang. Right,
Yeehaw.
first one is we had Bricktours NI. I think he first came on last week, and he's back.
Hello,
on
what's
this-
up?
Timmy was first, though. I'm just going to say Timmy was first. I did see
but
it.
he's not here, so sorry.
No, it's
disqualified.
Brick Tours NA.
Um,
Repping it.
Don't come
No,
on,
no,
don't
no.
come on here before 6 o'clock because it won't stay on.
Yeah.
Good evening, Muttley. Muttley's he's been with us as well from basically the start. Shout out to one of our other co-hosts, Nimble. Yeah, you can. Thanks, mate. There's no brains on the panel. He doesn't mean guest, by the way. Good evening to LumiBricks. Evening, lads. Nice to see you. Slurpy's #1 fan, Mugsy lad.
What's up,
who,
Mugsy?
He was on here last week. It was really great to see
Oh,
him.
yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have to clap for everyone now.
No, that was a special one for Mugsy first.
Shout out to Ken, Brick Dynasty.
What's up, Ken, man? Hope all's well.
Good evening to Oaktown. Hope you're well. We've also got Jen Cook.
That was actually me. Yeah, that
Oh,
was long
yeah.
story.
Hello
Long
again.
story. That was my bad.
That's good, Sidious. I love all kinds of music, but just can't do country. Sorry, mate.
Oh,
It's
country
a
music
cool
is so
game.
good.
And that's it. I'm afraid it's quite short tonight, actually. But as usual, anyone comes in, I will either give a shout out or salute, just so that that we know. Anyway, take care and enjoy the show.
Yeah, awesome.
Over to Martin. Nope, that way.
Yeah,
It's
so
weird, I went backwards.
since they're out there, we may as well get these out the way because Muttley and Mugsy Lad are out there. So let's just play these since we finally got them back.
I need your help. I can't tell you what it is. You can never ask me about it later, and we're gonna hurt some people.
Whose car are we gonna take?
Well done, Mugsy. And then
This all makes 10. 10 ought to do it, don't you think? You think we need one more? You think we need one more? All right, we'll get one more.
See, that's because Mugsy always gets loads of sets.
they're in jokes. They're in jokes, Jen.
Got 11.
They're in jokes, Jen. We decided we were going to do our own super chats, as in dedications for people. A lot of places who are monetized will do them when somebody does a donation. So we've just thought
okay.
we're just going to do it to love and appreciate the people who've been around in the chat since the show began. Unfortunately, I'd done 2, and then I was working on a few more when StreamYard decided to just nerf us and take away everything, which is why we now pay. But I just haven't had a chance to finish them. So eventually, everyone will have one. But yeah.
Right,
So before we
shout out to last week's guest, Pink Wheels.
it wasn't last week's guest, but man's got a short memory. It was 2 weeks ago. But thank you, Pink Wheels.
Sorry, 2 weeks.
Also,
Yeah, sorry, 2
found
weeks.
out- Meredith, I found out the name Meredith originates in Wales. So just saying, I forgot to mention it on
See
the
that
stream.
every time.
That's
yes,
gone really
indeed.
quick. That actually don't feel like 2 weeks ago. Sorry, Pink Wheels, 2 weeks ago. Yeah, but it don't feel like 2 weeks ago. Wow.
Anyway, guys,
Andre is here. Hey, Andre.
what's up,
Hi,
Dre?
Andre.
Dre, the elusive Dre, who I've asked to be on the show, but he apparently is. So,
Andre, listen, he has a
Evening,
busy
Dre.
schedule. He has a busy
Yeah.
schedule.
no, it is what it is.
Boys.
There's only a handful of people who've not answered me or said no. Mostly people say yes. So
Sorry,
somebody
Stop
actually
Sidious
said
is
no.
talking about.
Sorry,
Sorry,
go
Stop
on.
Sidious is talking about country music. The country music I like is Marty Robbins. He's a lot older, but you should give him a go.
Marty
Really good.
Robbins. I feel like that's a troll of some kind.
No, Marty Robbins, Big Iron. Big
Oh,
Iron on his stepman.
okay. Right.
Favorite song.
Oh, hello.
Just letting you guys know that I'm about to have a cup of tea in my amazing.
Look at that. That's so cool. Thank
saying.
you.
It's the first time I've used it, Jen. I was waiting
Oh, is
until you
it?
came on till you came on the show to actually use it. So this
Oh, you're so
it always
kind.
sits. It always sits right next to my desk here, and I've been waiting. So I said to Kirsty, "Oh, I forgot to make myself a cup of tea. Quick, make me a cup of tea." I said, "But you've got to use this mug." So
That's so cool. Thank you. That's exclusive. I have like 3 left, so there's only like 20 out in the world.
So are these still available, or have you stopped them?
Yeah, I think I have like maybe like 5 left. So if anybody wants one, they're still on my page. Feel free to grab one.
Right. So I normally drop the links. I've got the link for Jen's YouTube and her Instagram in the description of this YouTube video. But what we'll do is, if you've got the link for your page, which has got the stuff that like the mug and stuff on,
I'll look for it.
If you can send it to like Slurpy, and then he can pin it in the chat.
Okay.
So that's a hell of a plug. So, and I got this. I mean, I wanted one of these, and obviously they don't ship it over to the UK. So I asked Jen if she could order one, and I'd pay for it, but she wouldn't let me pay for it. I did insist, but she didn't let me pay for it. So I got this as a freebie, guys. But so I do appreciate it. Obviously, if times ever get tough, let me know, and I'll PayPal them.
If times get tough and I need this $16 for that mug, yeah. Oh, did he say he's gonna send it back?
Well, if you have it down to your last million, then let me know.
Oh, God, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you.
But
oh man.
But no, fantastic. And I haven't forgotten about the conversation we had about the merch. I know you've probably gone elsewhere by now, and I would probably suggest to do so, just because the person who does mine, who I said, look, I'll ask him. I don't know what his situation is with who he's doing for, but he still hasn't responded to messages that I sent him about my stuff. So although I did actually physically ask, I still haven't had any responses. So I've just thought, forget it. So apologies for kind of, dangling a carrot, but
it's fine. I don't know what it is either. Like, I've reached out to a couple of companies that I have seen other people get merch from, and I don't know if they're like, oh, I already work with this person, so I don't want to work with this person too. Like, I have no idea, but I'm not had any luck. So in my little world, I just take that to mean that it's not time yet. And so when I find the right people and I get a good response, then it'll happen. It's not like trying.
I'll definitely be buying some anyway when it comes out. I mean, a lot of people are going to wonder, like, who's that lady? Like, you got a random lady on your team. People say the same thing about this. The amount of times I've been out wearing this t-shirt and people are looking at this to say, what? What's that?
That's good though. That's what you want.
About the boys thing. They said, what's that mean? The boys,
Box of boys.
Boys and stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Good evening, Sarah.
What's up, Tyler? What's up, Sarah? So where were we? Right. So LumiBricks, right? So it used to be, I don't know the story, and I've mentioned this to a couple of people, but they're not actually available in the UK unless I'm wrong. I think you can get them on a website, but you can't go into a shop and purchase them. But apparently that's the same. Right. So that is the same in the US. That was what my first question was going to be. So they're not something you can just, rock up into a shop and buy.
Nope.
Right, okay.
So you have
maybe they are then, because I've never looked, but.
Well, I don't know that they are in a store. I've never seen them in a store over here, but you do have to buy them online.
Right.
And you can also get them from Amazon. So it depends. Like, they do have a point system. They're a newer company, so the point system is not easy to understand. And so I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but I don't really go to buy the points, right? I'll go and look for where they have the better deal. Now, I will say that they have awesome deals on their website. They will release a set, and then tomorrow it'll be 15% off, or you'll get 10% off same day as the release. So
yeah, I've noticed.
But I also order from Amazon because I can get it next day. So it just depends on what I'm same day or next day. I also live like on the next block is a couple blocks over is the Amazon warehouse. So I get a lot of things Amazon same day. But that's also why I order from them and they do bundle sales. Like you can get 3 sets for, you know, a bundle deal. So I love them.
They're so well known over here, but obviously, I see a lot of reviews on Jang's videos. He does a lot of a lot of them. I do like to see, and they absolutely love printed pieces, don't they?
Yes.
And
they don't have.
Even say sometimes that like it seems like they do too many. That there's no need to do that many.
Yeah, they do. I've only like the earlier sets when they were Funwhole and they first started. I think they were probably like a year or 2 old when I bought my first set from them, and they were all stickers, or they had very few printed pieces.
Right.
Now they're all printed pieces. Yeah. And to your point, they have a lot of printed pieces. Like everything has some print on it somewhere.
I mean, I've noticed you get all the prints, you get the lights, and like you say, like he'll say, "Oh, it's that much. That's the retail." But he said, "I don't pay that." He says they always knock prices straight away.
Yep. And if there's not a price, everybody has a code. Like I have a code. If you use the code, it'll give you 10% off. Like they price does not seem to be an issue for them. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. That's one of they just can't, and they have all kinds of themes. Like I think that's another thing that is enticing with them. They have a theme for everybody. That's part of the cyberpunk theme. They have
I like the cyberpunk theme actually.
Yeah, they just came out with 2 new sets for the cyberpunk theme just last week. So
and I heard the quality of the bricks are pretty good as well.
I always say it's almost like somebody is dealing bricks out of the side of Lego house, because bricks, if you have your eyes closed and you have 2 bricks in your hand, you really can't tell the difference. One Lego, of course, is heavier, but the quality, like the clutch power, all of that stuff is fantastic.
And I've also heard that they're redesigning their minifigures soon as well. So I've heard.
Yeah, they've been putting out a lot of feelers for that. Like, you know, what would you like to see from our minifigs? What do you like most about minifigs? They've been asking a lot of questions. And again, they're a newer company, so good for them, right? Like they're really getting the thoughts of the people. But yeah, the minifigs, I'm not a fan. There are a lot of people who are not a fan. They just, you know, we're used to Lego minifigs, and so.
But the problem is, it's a copyright thing. No other company is allowed to do it, are they? So like that. So that's
that's one of my favorites. The drive-in. I thought that idea was so cool.
But I think what I like about this company is that they've obviously decided to go with lights on every set, and it just that's their thing, and I just think it's really good. I've never built one. I don't know how tedious it would be to put all the wires in, but it does seem to be quite easy.
So when I first started building their sets, I never set up the lights. Like I was so intimidated. I just skipped all the steps for wiring the lights. But when I did it for the first time, it was so easy. I'm like, how was I not doing this before? Like they make it so easy. The instructions are easy to follow. They give you pieces that are slotted that, you know, you kind of weave the wires through.
I was going to say they got special pieces, aren't they, with like grooves cut out and stuff.
Yep. They have those. Now they've created the ability to connect the building. So the cyberpunk theme, if you're into that, if you buy the buildings, if you put them together, they all light each other. So then you don't need to have the separate, you don't need to connect them with wires. They have little connectors on each side.
All right.
So, it's very similar to the pins. You know how Lego has the pins that you can connect all your buildings if you build modulars? Yeah, it's not pins. They have the little light connectors on the side that you can just put them together.
There's someone I know that's done the... I think it was, I don't know if it was for the Cyberpunk or that kind of diner series of sets, but they done like a stop motion promo for them, which is pretty cool.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's the Izakaya. That's a Japanese style restaurant.
Because the pieces even like some of these, I don't know if they call them minifigures or mini dolls, but like they're definitely using pieces similar to Lego, like the hood piece. Of some of these hair pieces, but like
the hair pieces can fit the Lego mini.
Yeah, they do fit the minifigs. Yeah.
The only thing is with the minifigures they got there, you can't. They've got no like holes in the legs, you know, at the back of the leg, so you can't sit them down.
I'm not leather.
So I have taken some of
the heads and that
the.
will fit.
I have used the heads and the hair pieces on Lego minifig torsos. I know I'm different. I know a lot of people don't mix and match, but I don't. I'm one of those people. I just don't care. It looks good. If it looks good, then I'll put it on there.
Imagination. You do what you want.
Yeah. So I mean, when you do that, you open up the doors for so many other things. Like, their arms don't fit, the torsos aren't the same, but the heads and the hair pieces,
I mean,
sometimes that's just enough.
Slurpy done to one of his, put a spring on it and made it a bobblehead.
Yeah, I kind of just butchered one of them. Like, it was only £2. It wasn't even £2, and I was like, I'll stick a spring from a pen inside of it, and it's like, it's whatever. But no, I mean,
I almost want to say, is it just better not to have figures? I mean, I get, like, if you're a kid buying these as like a cheaper version, but as far as display goes, I mean, this might just be me because I'm not a huge figures guy. But if I'm buying something like this
on display,
that. Yeah, if I'm putting something like this on display, I don't really. I think it looks good without figures, is what I'm saying. Is like,
I'll agree.
Yeah, but they're still aiming for children as well, aren't they?
Yeah.
Like, I just think figures would be really cool. Like,
I mean, that's cool. The Western.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that they I don't know that they are gearing it towards kids. I know that they talk a lot about city builders. Like, they really want to entertain the adult people that are buying a lot of buildings to build cities with. And in that scenario, they know that people, the city is nothing without people. And so they want you to be able to populate their sets. And they have really good, like, detailed stories in their booklets as you're, like, building it. They tell you, like, about the characters. So I think that to them is part of completing the set, is like telling the story of the people that they include with it, like who owns the general store.
More into their Lego sets. I'm not being funny with the major brand and stuff, but they do. Say it again. So much. They seem to put so much into their sets, like the story and stuff. Not having a go at the major brand one, but
hey,
what I'm noticing though is that there's no. Just from the brief stuff that you've thrown up, there's no kind of pocket money range. There's no, I know it's cheaper than Lego anyway in general, but there's no kind of low value. I don't think kids are going on a website and buying large sets like this. So I think they are aiming for sort of teen, young adults and up, because there's no kind of battle packs. There's no, and that's just from what I've seen. It just seems to be more geared towards.
This is the cheap one here, like at least building one £18.
Okay.
Yeah,
but even at that, like, I know what you mean. There's no, like, walking down the aisle at Tesco and picking up
at the moment, because one, a lot of people don't like the figures, and two, they're looking into changing their figures. So maybe they might do later on.
I don't know, but I don't know why they need to, because it's like with us with the whole ice thing. It's like, obviously, clearly you're trying to be another brand, right? But just keep it. Just go as different as possible.
They've reached out to fans, and that's probably what they've just. They've asked for, and
just being in really some of the forums, like I'm in their Facebook groups. They have a couple other forums in other places, and people, because the standard is you get a build, you collect minifigs, and there are a lot of people that just collect minifigs. I, like you, Luke, was like, I could care less about a minifig. Just until recently, I don't know, like a switch flipped in my head all of a sudden, but they are smart to do a steampunk theme. I agree. And I love their steampunk bridge. Sorry, I got distracted. But they do have, like, people are always saying the minifigs, if they could be better, if they were, different, if they were posable. Like, so I think that based on the fact that they consistently get feedback about the minifigs, that's why they're trying to change it. I agree. Like, I don't display their sets with their minifigs. For a long time, when I could care less about minifigs, I didn't display them with anything, and they're just really good looking sets. Like, and so now, like, I'm totally into minifigs. I don't know what I was thinking before. But even, like, I have the two sets on the end there. So the bridge and the steampunk, the Flyers Club, the two on the right side of the screen. Yeah, that bridge is phenomenal. I had such a good time building that.
I remember you having that, and you put a post out saying, "What shall I build?" And I was like, "Build that bridge." And you were like, "No, I'm waiting for the bridge. I'm waiting. I'm gonna save it for a rainy day."
I waited till I got here, and listen, it's such a good set.
This is nearly
Looks fantastic.
3,200 pieces and costs
The
£148.
price is
But,
just
if Lego made this, it
Yeah.
would be at least 250,
and
260.
full of stickers and no lights.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
What
this
was
is
that? What's that building? It was like it was like a nightclub, but made from a factory. That's
Oh
amazing.
yes, I have that. It's called the
Yeah.
club. Or actually, I think it's called the factory, but it is a nightclub.
Is it
Yeah.
is it part of the steampunk range, or is it part of the
No,
city?
it's in the town or the city.
Yeah, it's not the part. Yeah, but I like the way that you can with a lot of the sets, the way you can
Let me
slide the
see.
backs out, can't you, and open up like secret things at the back and.
Yeah, the way that they
Yeah.
open is super cool. Like they always have the doors are on hinges. So whereas Lego, you have to kind of take it apart. There's because of the lights. Once you get all the lights connected, it's really kind of difficult to pull it apart. And so they make sure that there's like a door on the side and sliding doors, and they make it really easy to still see the inside and to be playable, I guess is the right word.
I
don't
also
know.
like the way
But-
that I never thought they do when I first saw them. Is like a module where you can take the top off. The actual wire, there's like, how can I put it? It's like connected pieces, aren't they? So the wires aren't going.
Yeah.
They go to like a metal thing to another, so you can actually take it off, and you're not pulling wires all that.
Yep, you can take it off, and there's connectors between each building. So the same connectors that they're now using on the side of the buildings, they use them top to bottom too. The gelato shop was an interesting one because that one they give you like options, right? So you could build it like that, the way that it is, and just display it that way, or you could build it to where it was like a dollhouse, so it makes it wider, so it takes up like more space, but then the back is completely open. Yeah, that like that.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah,
Oh, right.
so you can
Almost
display
like a
it either
two-in-one
way.
build sort of thing.
Yeah, they're really I did not know when I first started my Lego journey, I had no idea that it was bad to like build other to build other brands.
Yeah.
And so I did 2 Lego haul things on Instagram, took pictures with everybody's like, oh my gosh. And then one of them I bought sets from Kata. I don't know if you guys have ever built from Kata Bricks. They're also the quality on Kata Bricks is phenomenal. The only difference with them is they don't have a lot of themes. So most of their stuff is just like Japanese, kind of like sushi restaurants, ramen stores, like those kinds of themes. But I put that in my picture and I got a lot of feedback about that. I got a lot of, there were people who were like, you don't do that. Like you shouldn't do that. Nobody wants to see off-brand bricks and all these other things. And if you know me, you know that I don't really care what other people say. I'm going to try it and I have to learn on my own, like have my own experience. And I tried it and I was like, oh, that wasn't bad. Now there are some brands that I've tried that you'll never hear me talk about because they were not good. But the ones that I build that I think are good, I have one sitting on my desk right now from, I think it's Expert, but I bought it because I really like the designer. I'm a big fan of the designer. So wherever whoever he partners with, I buy the set and try it out. But I feel like you miss out on so much when you say I only build Lego. I'm not building anything else. You miss out on so many other kinds of builds.
Again, people that said I'm just sticking with Lego, and then gradually the last few years they've been moving, getting different.
Because depending on what you build, like I like modular buildings. How often does Lego come out with a modular building? Like maybe once or twice a year. And so what do I build in between that? You know what I mean?
People might have got mixed up as well because anytime that it was not Lego, they thought it was like fake Lego, something like AliExpress and Timo. And it's like, no, this is actually just a different brand.
A brand.
It's not a fake, it's not a fake Lego. It's not a, I will even say like Mega Block. I mean, but
Mattel Mega's like Mega, Mattel, whatever they're like to me, they've always been like a brand, like a good brand, but because like they never had like heat, like Star Wars, like Lego had, like all they made growing up when I was a kid was like crappy cars and like Pirates of the Caribbean, and their quality was pretty bad back then too. Like you could almost eat it like candy, like sweets. It was so soft, like. And then now it's gotten
That's
really good.
Though, from what I hear, I've seen a couple of the new Mattel cars.
We did cover
really
them
good.
a couple of weeks ago.
There's someone in our chat that's gotten some of the Mattel cars, and they were saying that like the white pieces were just a little too like either they were sticky or they were yellowed, and he just bought the set. And I was like, "Fucking, that is so strange." I was like, But he had like
what's-
20 pieces.
What's the car thing that Mattel do? Because I was never into that kind of thing.
Well, they do Hot Wheels.
Hot
They do,
Wheels,
yeah.
I say, yeah.
I used to collect Hot Wheels as a kid. Yeah.
Because we thought,
But now they have.
they're bringing out the little, you can buy the set and you get a little die cast as well with it and stuff. So,
Yep.
they've just got to look
They're
at different.
good.
Obviously, a lot of these companies can't touch things like Star Wars and that. So, obviously, LumiBricks have thought, right, well, we'll go for a different kind of customer, and go for the lights and stuff and get people in that way.
Well,
So,
I think once they're established and they carry on doing what they're doing, maybe down the line they will get hold of a really good license. Maybe they can pick up a license that somebody hasn't done yet, or even if it's something like, I don't know, let's say Alien, for example, and they do some, something like that, as well as what they're currently doing, and they can, run away with it, kind of thing. But they might not be wanting to do that.
I don't think they are interested in doing any any deals. I forget what you call them, the licensing deals. I don't think they're interested in that. I know that they're always asking what kind of theme. And when I tell you, they'll come out, they'll ask you, last month they were doing this whole thing, do you like space? And is space a theme that you would consider? They put out kind of these feelers. And then a couple weeks ago, they brought the observatory out. And so now it's a space, they have a space themed set. It's
Right.
they move very, very quickly. And I know that they've hired some designers from Lego. So,
Right.
they
they listen to the fans as well. They listen to
they listen to the fans. Fans submit ideas for stuff all the time. I've submitted a couple of ideas just to say this. I think it would be cool if you had more apartments, living spaces, that kind of thing. But they're very much in tune with the people. And then I think I work in marketing, my day job is in marketing. And so I think it's a crazy good strategy. They send people sets to just get you started. They'll go to somebody's page who only builds Lego or, who's heavy Lego, and they'll send them a set. And if you want to review it, just build it, see what you think. I think that's amazing because you're getting people who would never touch it any other way to see it and to build it and to realize the difference. And so,
So are you an official ambassador for them then?
Yeah, so they have different levels of ambassadorship. I am right in the middle. So, I have a link. They send me stuff to build sometimes. I'm in a couple of their feedback groups or whatever. I don't take any of it too seriously. I'm just glad that they know, who I am, and that if you buy something, I'll get a little bit of residual from it. But
Nice.
I love the fact that I can be the person to introduce people to it, right? People trust me enough to say, well, and I've had some people that are I'm on the edge, a couple more reviews from you and I might buy one. I don't know. People are kind of in the middle, but I love that. And I love to push the envelope. And I tell people all the time, if you buy it, I won't even know it's you. Just use the code, buy it. I'll never know. And if I do find out, I'll never tell your secret, but there's so much that they offer. There's so many different themes. There's literally a theme for everybody. And so I feel like you're missing out if you don't try it at least once. Now, if you try it and you hate it,
well, look, Jen, if LumiBricks were to send me something to do a stop motion video, then perhaps maybe Blockhead can get killed by one of these stagecoaches or something like that.
I do think they look really good. The thing is, I mean, I probably wouldn't get it because obviously I collect Star Wars. And even though I like Lego, I'm not really into Lego City or anything like that. So, but that still don't mean that I can't say that they look like great sets. I mean, they do. And maybe if I was into different themes, then but obviously I just kind of stick with Star Wars mainly.
Yeah.
I have branched off a bit with Lord of the Rings and a few Disney sets, but mainly Star Wars.
That's fair.
But
I feel like Star Wars people are Star Wars.
Yeah, honestly, that's all. I mean, you can't see, but it's just covered in Star Wars.
Yeah.
We're going back to LumiBricks. I say going back. I know we're talking about it, but what was the reason that it changed from Funwhole to LumiBricks?
I mean, that's pretty obvious.
Ask the marketer why did the marketing team from a horrible name.
There was so many. It was heavily laden innuendo, but
So the Funwhole, it was supposed to be fun for the whole day and the whole night. Like,
Yeah.
I think that was like maybe a little bit of a language barrier, because Funwhole in another country doesn't have the same, I don't think, meaning as it does when you bring it to America and we muck it up for you. So
Is that what the
I feel like
and that's filthy bricks.
yeah, it was before LumiBricks. It was Funwhole, and they under their post, every time they posted something, there would at least be 2 or 3 comments that say, "Oh, Funwhole!" Like all the teenage brains were out. And so I think because of that,
in the native country, was it called Fun for the Whole Day?
the thing, so no, it was always Funwhole, but they used to have a theme that was across like fun for the whole day and night, and they did that. They had lights, and so you could have fun in the day, and then at night you turn on the lights. Like, I understood where they were going, but it just, the execution was not, I don't think, what they thought it should.
I'll be honest, I had a giggle when I first saw it.
Yeah, of course, we all did.
I thought it was maybe like there's some well, like I would be into like the watch community, and there'd be like micro brands from like Asia, but whenever they would like have their companies or products translated, they're often butchered when they go from like Mandarin. So I thought maybe, they're probably called something else out there, but when it's translated, it's Funwhole, and then I'm like, maybe something.
They did this on purpose.
I think what crossed the line is when kids used to say, "Oh, I'm going around Timmy's house to play with his Lego," and then suddenly they're saying, "I'm going around Timmy's house to play with his Funwhole." They suddenly decided, yeah, that's not quite right.
Right, I'm gonna keep my lips sealed. Like
that's what I mean. Like everybody, all the teenage brains came out, and people. Even when I first started talking about Funwhole, I would be, my comments would be like, "Oh, Funwhole, you like to play in Funwholes," and I'm like, "Oh."
Oh my Christ. Like there's stuff coming in my mind where I'm like, no, block it out.
Yeah, see.
This is where I thrive.
So if it's called LumiBricks, and do they have like an ambassador network like LAN, like LumiBricks ambassador network, or like
no, well, they call it it's a KOC, and then they have a KOD. Honestly, I can't even remember what the letters stand for. But they have like a KOC, which is what I'm in. It's, the little people who they'll just send stuff to, like, every now and again. And then they have the KOD, which is equivalent to LAN. So like they get all the new sets, they get introduced to all the things kind of early. I think they have like higher viewership. I can't, like, nobody really knows like what the math is for how do you get from KOC to KOD or whatever. They hold that very tightly, but I assume it has something to do with like viewership or maybe longevity, how long you've been building with them. I have no idea.
Because the only other person I know who I think is or I believe is some kind of ambassador is JenBuilds. He does, I don't know if you guys know him.
JenBuilds, is that what you said?
JenBuilds, yeah. He does, because he was always like slating Lego in his posts, and now all of a sudden he's doing, I mean, he still buys Lego, but I think he seems to be every time I see him, he's like, LumiBricks or Funwhole or whatever it was, sent me this set, and I'm like, oh, good for you. He's got that recognition, because I think he'd applied for LAN a couple of times, but they told him that he wasn't big enough or something like that, and I think he was a bit.
So he just jumped ship then. He's like, if I can't get free sets from Lego, I'll get them from someone else.
But I think what they've done is they've hustled quite hard there, because they're like, well, they won't take you, but we will, kind of thing. And it's like, so maybe he's been headhunted. But
and that's the thing too. Like they give a lot of people, like, I feel like if you want it, just email them, like send them a message in their DM. Yeah, it's not. And they do go out, they do look at your content. Like they do, of course, they're not going to send it to somebody who's doing like X-rated content or something like that. I think they do a little bit of vetting, but I don't think it's hard to get their attention.
I'll do that after.
Yeah. And they use, I mean, it's in my opinion, again, as somebody who works in marketing and understands like what it's like to put out a product, they are onto something. They never have to put out a commercial. Like they do their own ads, but they have so many people that are like talking about it that I think it's getting its own recognition. Even like now, like we're sitting here talking about it and they're not paying me to talk about it. You know what I mean? But like the quality and all the other things are so good that you can't help but mention it.
So maybe then, now that you've said that, maybe the name Funwhole wasn't a mistake. Maybe it was just to get people talking.
Ah.
As a marketer, you'll know.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
let's get people. Let's get it.
going,
This.
now we can change the name.
And then once everybody knows who we are, change the name. But yeah.
Mhm.
So look, I'll just say now. I don't know if someone wants to full screen me just briefly.
Yeah, hold on. I'm going there. Yeah.
What the?
So this is
BlockTech.
BlockTech, which is probably.
Oh, BlockTech. Okay.
I don't know if they exist in the US, but they're probably the closest thing because they do similar things to Lego, but also different, if that makes sense. And they're building sets, but like Kirsty got these from her store when it was closing down, so she got them for next to nothing.
Nice.
But the store I work in also sells some of these. I mean, they're only kind of like 40 pieces. It's not going to be incredibly detailed, and I wouldn't necessarily pay a lot of money for something like this. But I've got sets like this that I sell in my store. Not these ones. It is BlockTech, but they're slightly different sets, and they've been really popular. We've done little bits and pieces over. We did like a similar to botanicals type range, and they've been so popular that people are just buying them as quick as they're coming in. And now
Really?
the company that I work for has done a deal now where we've got a whole dedicated bay come in. So not all stores will have it, but if you know a work store and you want to check out some BlockTech, and this is a kind of selfless plug for the company I work for, they will, round about Christmas time, over the next month or so, they're going to have like a dedicated bay with all BlockTech sets. And I think that's going to be, some of the sets are going to be exclusive to the works as well. So I'm happy to try them out because what they let us do, the company lets us sort of demo products. So like normally I do like cross stitch and I'll do like some diamond art and things like that, and I'll bring it home and I'll do it
Really?
at my own time, and then I'll bring it back to work and I'll display it in work, and it just so people can see what the finished product looks like. So I tend to do stuff like that. We got people who do like crochet and some knitting, and we'll have items in the store. Other guys do painting, whatever it is they want to do. I tend to do the crafty type stuff. But with these sets, I've brought a couple of home and I've built them, and we've had, like, I made a vase with the flowers. The only one that survived is this one because somebody knocked the vase over in work. I hadn't taken this one in yet. I was building them one at a time and taking them in. This is when I was walking to work. This wouldn't survive the cycle. So it's a chrysanthem, but it's, the quality is, you can tell it's not Lego, but it's not a million miles off. Again, like you said, if I was feeling these in the dark, that's for want of a better term, I wouldn't know it wasn't Lego. I mean, with the bricks, you can tell, but it's mostly not. It's mostly sort of elements as opposed to bricks. But
yeah,
the quality is, I would say, if Lego, let's just use Lego as the benchmark, I would say it's like 95%. So in terms of the quality of the pieces, color, the vibrancy, how well they click together, that kind of thing. It's 95% there. It's not quite there, but it's as close as it's going to get without being Lego. And so I built like a bunch of these. I can't remember how many. There's about 7 or 8 different flowers, and I had them in a vase at the till. And obviously we had a display of the products there, and they were just flying. They were to the point where when we'd sold out of them, somebody was like, "Can I buy the display ones?" And I'm like,
"Oh, that's how you know it's good."
but yeah, some kid knocked them over, and they all just broke into a bunch of pieces. And I just couldn't be bothered to build
cheaper ones, because I was don't mean to be morbid, but I was thinking about getting like a nice flower set and putting it on my mum's grave. But then people said that people just go and knit the Lego. I was like, really? What, on a grave?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, they probably would. Right, very quick, just to let you know, I'm having problems with my computer. It keeps saying my battery's going, and to plug it in, it is all plugged in, but for some reason it's still got the exclamation mark and saying it could go off at any moment. So if I disappear, don't worry.
Plug in a fresh potato, mate.
It's plugged in. It's plugged in. I don't know why it's not. So
give the hamster a kick.
And I have turned the switch on as well before anyone asks.
Anyway,
that's why.
Yeah, it's fine, mate. We won't send out a search party. You're all right.
Yeah.
But so the point I was trying to make is that I get the opportunity to build some of these sets, and I have been doing them for my shorter live streams. So I actually find it quite interesting to build it. And I think a couple of people came in the comments and were like, because I did them straight to YouTube, which is obviously better for viewership. But people coming in and going like, "Oh, building fake Lego." similar to what you were saying there, Jen. I was like, well, it's not fake Lego because
No.
it's a brand.
Yeah.
People
You
just
know,
class
trying to-
everything that's not Lego as fake Lego, and it's like no.
Yeah, and that is something that I get still. Like when I first started posting like non-Lego stuff, I used to get that all the time. People in the comments were like, "Oh, I can tell that this is fake Lego," and I'm like, "But it's not fake Lego." If you want to get technical, LumiBricks uses I think it's GoBricks.
GoBricks,
I think they use GoBricks for their
quite a few
bricks.
companies do, don't they?
Yeah. So it's not the only difference is the stamp, right? There's a Lego trademark on these bricks and there's not on the other bricks.
Like,
And
most
so
of
like
the time, unless you go really close, you wouldn't tell the difference.
yes, and that
Lego.
that part right there is what I just don't understand. But I get it's brand loyalty. And again, as somebody who works in that industry, that's what you want. That's what companies want. I want you to fight for my brand. I want you to stay loyal to my brand because then I can continue to market to you and you'll keep buying the stuff. But I think, it makes people nervous when they see, I had somebody come into my inbox and it was like a 6-paragraph letter about how when I was talking about other brands, I was in turn making the value of his Lego go down because now people are starting to advertise all of these different brands besides Lego. And I'm like, first of all, I don't have that much authority. I really had like 1,000 followers at the time. I'm like, nobody's listening to me, sir. Don't worry. But like people are very passionate about Lego. And especially if you've been collecting it for a long time, you don't want to see anything that's going to come and be similar because then it's like, well, what happens to all the stuff I've been, kind of holding on to for all these years? I'm not saying that LumiBricks is going to come and like all of a sudden the value of Lego is going to go down. However, I do think that LumiBricks is coming into the industry at a time where people are looking for alternatives. If you like to build just for the sake of building and you like quality stuff, but you can't afford some of the stuff that Lego's putting out, then they're going to start looking for other brands. So
we had this conversation the other week, and we do believe that Lego should have competition.
Yes, it's healthy. It's healthy for the industry. Yeah, and as a consumer, it's better. It's best for us.
For different customers maybe and doing different ways. But it needs. Because at the moment, with certain things that Lego done recently, they need a bit of a shake-up. They need some competition for them to sort of go, whoa, hold on, we need to stop rising the prices. And
that's what I was gonna say. Like for Star Wars people, I want to check on all my Star Wars fans. Like, are y'all okay? Like,
we're not all that well at the moment.
Well,
Lego City is keeping me well fed. That's all I'm saying. Like, Star Wars can take a fucking back.
We'll get on to that actually. Yeah. We'll move on to that next, I think, naturally, because I'm quite interested to know about this. But before we do, Stud Studios Metal Earth. They're called Metal Earth. He's asking about the sheet metal building kits. And yes, I've got a bunch of them. They are really fiddly though. The pieces in there are so small, and unfortunately, I don't have the
I've got them.
My hands shake quite a lot, so yeah, I struggle a little bit to do stuff like that detailed. So
is that the kind of stuff that they would do at like Disneyland, like the gold metal C-3POs? Like they're like sheet metal, you bend them and all, and build them. Bad modern Lego Star Wars allows me.
Yeah, it's called Metal Earth.
Keep watching Tyler, and you'll see an old set that I bought this week.
So let's get on to this then. So I know, Jen, I have been like, obviously I dip in and out. I don't follow every word of everybody's, and I get that's reciprocated. Yeah, I get that's reciprocated.
Fight the
system. Fight the power. But it's like, I get it because, obviously it's impossible to watch everybody's. But I have been seeing that you posted a couple of things about the Death Slice, and I also know that you're. I also know that you're. Listen, go back to our show about 8 months ago when we heard that there was going to be one, and everybody was talking about what it would look like. And I'm still trying to find it, but in that live stream where we're all talking about it and just kind of bitching about it, I said, "Oh, can you imagine if they take like the Death Star ball and just do a slice down the middle, and that's all you get, and everyone's laughing?" And that's what it ends up being. So I'm gonna have to try and dig that out. But so I know you're also kind of anti-backlog as well, right? You're kind of like, "Well, have you got a backlog?" That kind of thing, right?
No. Is that what it could? If I'm coming across that way, that is not my intent, because I have a backlog. I have over 100 sets in my backlog.
Really?
Yes.
Right,
and the
reason you up with
that
someone else then.
No, so I did No Brick Left Behind, where I was trying to encourage people to build what they have. But that was kind of like a reflection moment, because when I first started this, I used to buy everything that came out, every release. Like I was just buying and buying and buying. And I thought that was what I had to do to stay relevant in this community. In order to be an AFOL, I had to buy the sets. You have to have the new stuff that's coming out, or are you really an AFOL? Like, what are we doing here? And not for nothing, like nobody told me that was what I had to do. Nobody said that, but that was like the energy, the vibe that I was getting. This is what I have to do. And so one day, like when I moved, especially, I looked in this room and I'm like, all of these boxes, I'm continuing to add to the boxes, but why? Like, why am I still buying stuff and I have all this stuff that I've not built? So I've seen like people around me silently, you know, they're trusting me, but silently struggling with, in order to stay relevant, I have to keep buying the new stuff, or I have to have, you know, if they have it, if everybody else has it, then I have to get it, and they can't afford it, or they're just not interested. And to me, this is a hobby that a lot of people pick up to kind of break away from everyday life. Like everyday life is stressful. I use this as a stress reliever. It is therapy for me. But when you're not having fun, because when you're spending all this money and you're just collecting boxes to take pictures of it and say you have it, like that's not fun for me. And so building is where the fun starts. And so I was just trying to get people to understand, like, you don't have to spend this astronomical amount of money to be an AFOL. You don't have to have a backlog to be an AFOL. Like, you don't have to buy something every release day to have, you know what I mean? Like, to be an AFOL means that you truly love to build. You love to create things with the bricks. You don't have to have the latest and the greatest. You just have to have a sense of creativity. And people are, like, I think, losing that, to me, from what I have seen. Like, people are losing that. So one of the things that I just posted, I think yesterday or the day before, was, wouldn't it be cool to just see all of these, instead of paying $1,000 for Lego's Death Star, create your own? If you could create it, what would it look like? Would it be a brick head? Would it be mini version? Would it be minifigure scale? Like, what would that look like? The same with the Christmas tree. $330. I don't pay that for the real Christmas tree that I have in my living room every year. So like,
it's funny you were saying that, actually. Because I don't know if you're if you know Brick Babe, and she does the Mom and Mo show, Lene. So I was watching her show. I mean, just a kind of quick teaser. Her show, Random Sunday show, goes live around about the same time as this. So I've been in talks at the moment with Lene to do a collaboration stream with her guys and our guys. So that's coming soon. But yeah, so chatting with, and she was saying, like, pretty much the same thing as what you were saying, is that, like, it's when you're reflecting on sort of like your collection and things like that, it's like, I can't remember the conversation we were having exactly, but we were just talking about pretty much the same as what you were just talking about. And I got really, like, you know, it's quite an interesting conversation to see, like, because all three of us here have different versions of building. So Whittakee will buy a set, generally a more expensive set, and he'll build it, you know, within a week or so of, you know, and I'm just paraphrasing now. Whereas Slurpy will buy a set, probably less frequently, but he buys from different themes, but he'll take it apart and it just goes into a mixed bin. I'm one of those people who is very selective about what I buy, but I backlog, and I'm like terrible when it comes to a backlog. So, you know, and it can be frustrating sometimes, but it's out of necessity, in terms of the fact that I got nowhere to put the stuff. I don't want to miss out. So it is a little bit of FOMO playing into that.
Lego's marketing strategy is FOMO. If you look at how they tease stuff, like they send it out to all these big creators that they know, and social media is all about FOMO anyway, right? It's the highlights of the best parts of everybody's lives. And so part of that is these, oh my gosh, do you see what I have? Like, look at what I got. Lego sent this to me. And they know that when we see it, there are people that schedule their paychecks around the Lego release every month.
Oh, yeah.
Like first of the month. That's what they bank on. And so I made a post the other day to say Lego is not going to change their strategy. So if you find yourself struggling, or if you have this backlog, and after a while, it's just like anything else. If you buy a whole lot of stuff, like, you don't get the joy of it anymore. Like, it becomes old and just, you know, boring. You're not doing anything with it. It's just boxes sitting in a room.
I think if I had a backlog, I wouldn't be buying more. sets.
Yeah,
So,
that's where I am. Like, I'm not buying it. It has to really speak to me. Like, I will buy minifigs. I'm so into minifigs right now. But as far as sets are concerned, the last set that I bought was from a designer's because I really liked the designer. It wasn't Lego. It was just, his design. And so I'm really strategic. That's my strategy. I buy what speaks to me. I buy what I can put on my shelves, what will now fit into the space that I have. But if you don't have that, that's when you can spiral. Like, I was starting to spiral a little bit too. Like, oh my gosh, like, I really want to do other things, but I have to keep up with Lego. Like, I have to, like, keep funneling my money. And when I started making decisions like, okay, do I want to go on this trip with my friends, or do I want to buy the $350 Lego set that I know is coming out next month? When I started weighing like the fun stuff against what was supposed to be fun, it just didn't make sense to me. And so when it clicked for me, I was like, well, maybe there are other people that feel the same way. And people started to reach out to me to say, like, thank you for saying that. I would just say on my live stream, like, if you're an AFOL, you don't have to have all of this stuff to be an AFOL. You can have one set that you continuously take down and put together and build new things with. And that just makes you a fan of the art, the fan of the bricks. And so I think, and, like I said, people were reaching out to me saying, thank you. Like, I needed to hear that, because people are struggling, especially if you have kids. Like, in this economy, it's just it's so much, and this is supposed to be fun. So anything that takes the fun out of it, I just want to, like, rid us of that, because it should be fun. It should be a hobby that you enjoy. It should be something that you're doing because you love it and not because you feel like you have to keep up with the Joneses. Like, I don't know if you're on TikTok, but TikTok is a lot of that. It's a lot of keeping up with the Joneses. Like, how much can you buy? How much did you get today? What did you buy? Like, I see people.
Oh, I hate, like, look at my weekly Lego haul. It's all these, like, because I know people that have done it, like, and it's like, I don't think I've seen them build Lego in 7 years, and it's like, oh yeah, I have to rent out a storage space to hold my battle packs or my Star Wars sets. I need to buy them, because if I don't buy them, then the value will go down or up or whatever. And it's like, I'm at that stage personally where, like, I think I've said it on the show where I'm like, a set really, I have to get emotional about a set for me to really, especially with Star Wars, to care. But it's like the last wave there in August, like, almost all of it, bar one or two, are great. But I'm like, there's only one, and that's just the flame speeder that I want to get. But like the rest, I'm content with, like, watching it or looking at it, but I don't need it. But there's people that are like, even though they don't like it, they still need to get it.
They still buy it.
I need to complete the collection. And it's like, what collection? You're missing half the Star Wars sets anyway.
Here's a thing that I don't understand, and maybe y'all can help me with this, but here's my thought, right? So you have, like, this big, massive Lego collection, right? And all of a sudden the apocalypse happens. Do you really think that people are going to now say, oh, let me go buy that. Let me go buy this Lego set from you for $500 more than what it was before? Like, in what circumstances will you really be able to offload? And this is coming from someone who has things up for sale on Facebook Market and everywhere else. Like, in what world are you going to be able to actually sell a set for the thousands of dollars that it's probably worth and get it? You know what I mean? Like, under what condition, I guess, is. But I feel like people tell themselves, I'm going to collect this. I'm going to keep all of these things. And one day when I sell it, it'll be worth, 10 times what it's worth today. But when will it happen? Like, in today's economy, nobody's buying.
It depends, because Star Wars has gotten, especially the last, definitely 2020, since, like, the Adults Welcome campaign. But I feel like there's more sets on shelves than ever before. But I think that early 5 to 15 year range, when they didn't, those sets were only out for a year or two. They didn't really. If I went to the local toy store and they were out of stock, they were never getting them. Those are going to like quadruple, multiply in value. But like some rinky dink battle pack, like there's battle packs from like 5 years ago that are retired. That like, if I buy them now, they're only like an extra £5 or £10, and it's like, right, clearly there's a lot of supply of them.
I guess I want to know, like, what I mean, and I'm not a financial person. I don't do budgets or anything like that. But I just want to, like, under what circumstances, if you let's say you have every Star Wars battle pack that came out for the last 10 years. Are you going to take all of those and then sell them off to someone who's like really rich and they just want Lego? Like, is that the end game, or like what is the end game?
You are genuinely asking the wrong people, because
we're not
we're not that kind of thing at all. So this is what's quite interesting.
I buy to build, basically. So whatever I buy, I build.
Even with,
like Martin said, if I bought a set, and if I've not started it within at least a day when I bought it, then something's wrong, because I get it home and I'm just itching and I just want to start making it.
I think for me, my situation is quite unusual, and I haven't come across anybody who's in the same situation with me, where like I've been a fan of Star Wars a lot longer than really a fan of Lego. Like I had Lego from a baby, so effectively I've been playing with Lego longer than I've known. I've been watching Star Wars, if that makes sense. But I fell out of love with Lego when I was kind of young teenager, and we kept all our Lego because my parents never got rid of any of it. But so I've still got it now, including the instruction booklets from as early as the late 70s kind of thing, sets before I was born, and things like that. So it's more of a passion for Star Wars that drives me. I've seen other Lego sets, and I have bought one non-Star Wars Lego set. I mean, I do buy other.
What was it?
I buy for my daughter. She was into Mario, so we bought the whole thing for her. So I do buy other things. Kirsty likes the botanicals. She likes some of the Disney sets. So we've got Lego all over the house, right? But in terms of what I buy for myself, the only other thing I've bought, and I will buy again if they do another theme or another set, is Tron, because I absolutely love Tron. I'm a huge science fiction nerd, especially that kind of science fiction, the sort of futuristic. So because I've always been a fan of Star Wars, and that's never sort of waned at any point, being able to connect it with something like the fact that they came out with Star Wars and Lego at the same time, for me was amazing. But at the time when it happened in like 1999, when I was kind of like almost 20, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't really want to bother with Lego at this point. But what it has done is it helped me to stay in touch with Star Wars a bit more because of buying the sets and stuff like that. And I went through a phase where it was so expensive to try and find some of the older sets that had come out that I wanted to buy when I did get back into Lego eventually, that I don't want to be in that situation again, but not because of reselling or because of what it might be worth or any of that kind of stuff, purely because I know I will build it one day, and I know I want to have it out on display. The difference with me is that I'll never be in a position where I can display all my sets. I could, this room, if it had shelves, floor to ceiling, all the way around the room, I would already fill it with everything I own. But I don't like doing that anyway. For me, one sort of large bookcase, perhaps the size of the one in your background there, Jen, would be enough for me. I'd build the sets, and then I'd rotate them out. So when I get some new ones, I build a few and I'd swap them out for something else, take it apart. Because I do actually do that. I take sets apart, rebuild them. The fact that I've got a backlog is purely because at the moment we've been focusing on everything since we bought the house, and buying shelving isn't really. And of course, this room that I'm in, where the Lego will be, is actually our spare room. So of course, we're focusing on decorating my daughter's bedroom and decorating, and obviously we're saving for a wedding. So it doesn't make sense for me to do that at the moment. But at the same time, I know I will one day, and I'm not thinking about what the value is. All I'm thinking to myself is that I will want that set, and if I wait till it's retired 5 years and then I try and buy it, it's going to cost me a lot more.
Yes,
but on the flip side of that, I'll never pay full price for a Lego set unless it's because there's a GWP, and even then, probably not. So I tend to wait till the set goes at its absolute dead bottom price, and I'll wait it out. And if it doesn't get to the price, then I would rather miss out than pay full price. And at the moment, I'm at the position where I don't buy from Lego either. So, but you're right. I am 100% get frustrated when I see people buying things and they're buying like that whole one to stock and one to rock. I get it, but it frustrates me because it's like you don't understand the fact that the reason that you're seeing sets from 10 years ago that are now worth plus $1,000 or £1,000 or whatever, it's because nobody was doing it then. It was unusual, just the same as when people bought Star Wars action figures in the 80s, kept them in their packaging. Nobody did that. That was like 1 in a billion people who did that. And because of that, those figures went to astronomical prices. So people are thinking, oh, I've just seen, right, I'm going to keep a set of everything. And it's like, no, because everybody's doing it. So it's not going to be worth that.
And then
that's a good line, actually.
My opinion is, where do you start to store the stuff? Like, I have a whole room. I have a large house. It's just me. I have a whole room of just boxes of stuff, which is why I've started to try to sell them. But then when you sell them, at least in my experience, people expect to pay less than what they are worth and what Lego is selling them for. And that is another idea. Like, Facebook Market is the worst place to sell any Lego because people want to, they want to come back and say, oh, I got this jazz club for $50 on Facebook Market. Like, Facebook Market is supposed to be where you find the deals. But if I'm selling something like that, I'm not going to sell it for less than, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to sell a brand new modular inbox for $60 just to get rid of it. If I needed the money, then maybe I would do that. But I'm not looking to sell it for that reason. So it's like I don't understand the whole concept of, I'm going to keep this and then I'll be able to sell it for 10 times what it's worth, because I won't pay that. Like, I at one point I was collecting a lot of the older 3-in-1 modulars. They're not modulars, but they were the old like 3-in-1 toy store and the sandwich shop. Like, I was collecting those, and people wanted like $200, $300, $400 in some spaces. And then you go to eBay and this guy's selling it for $50. Like, I'll pay $50 for it, but you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't buy that, so I wouldn't sell it for such large. I don't understand for the life of me how it works. I wish I did, though, because then maybe I could sell the sets that I'm trying to get rid of to get some space.
Too much hassle as well. That's fine. But like I say, I buy because I want to build the set.
Yes.
And yeah, storage is a thing. I must admit, even just to display them. But funny enough, the problem that I have more with storage is the bleeding empty boxes. My loft is full of them now. I know.
Why do you keep your boxes?
Right,
why?
Here's why.
It's so weird.
It's a little bit morbid, but obviously, when I go, it's all for my kids. So then they've got it all to go in the boxes, so they can sell it and get lots of money for it. There you go.
Well, okay. Let me ask you that, because I think this is another part that I don't understand. So you have a set; it's built, right? Yeah. Are you saying that they would take the set apart, put it in baggies, and then put it in the box, and then that will make it worth more because it's in the box?
No,
won't be.
Doesn't make a difference.
Makes no difference. That's what I would assume. Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Go for a while on the money.
They want it. They want the box if it's going to be sealed. But other than that, it doesn't serve any purpose. Like, I've bought sets, and generally I was like, I don't care about the box. Put it in a cereal box and send it if you have to, as long as I know all the pieces are there. And in some cases, then
some people that do, like me, when I buy a secondhand one, I like to have the box.
I get that, but what I'm saying is that you're thinking about you selling. You're not. And what Jen is trying to say is that how many people out there are going to be buying that set, and then for every person who's selling it and has got the box, they'll have reversed engineered it and actually put it into the bags, the original bags it was in. You aren't doing that, so then they'll go, well, why would I buy from him when I can buy? Do you see what I mean? And what I'm saying is,
as someone who buys, I buy used stuff. I have bought a couple of used sets. I don't know. I've been creeped out. The last one I bought was so nasty. So I was just like, I'm never doing this again. But if I go to buy a used set, I don't know why it would, like, you could charge me $10 more because you put it back in the original box. You know what I mean? Like, and there are people that are out there doing that. Like, I'm mentioning this because I'm trying to understand. Like, on eBay, there are people that will sell it for $10 more because it's in the box, and they'll say like original box, you said all the pieces are here. So you used it, you took it apart, you put it back in the box, you sealed the box, and now
it so depends, because like if the set is like, let's just say the set's like 10 years old or whatever, then it's gonna, even if it's used, not taken apart, it's gonna a lot of times be worth more than like what original retail adjusted for inflation and all that. But if it's like a set that's like the last year or two, that's like recently retired and they're selling it used, I recently played it in a smoke home, pieces are yellowed, but I put it back together in a box, I'd be expecting like, yo bro, I don't give a fuck if you dismantled this piece by piece. You've played with it, you've rolled stuff up, like, and I hate, because I have an issue with my Facebook where people do, like, they sell used Lego sets maybe in the last 5 years, and it's like they're putting a tremendously high value on it to the point where I want to call them out. Like, you're adding like an extra 40% on this because you've seen listings. I think people have seen the odd listing online, and people are a bit more aware now as well that Lego is worth a bit more. So they think, oh, if I bought this for £100 and built it, it's still worth close to £100. It's like it isn't. It honestly,
you've
it
already
isn't.
played with it.
And people get confused between selling prices and buying prices all the time. So they'll go on eBay and say, oh, someone's selling one of these for 100, so I'm going to sell mine for 100. And it's like, yeah, but how many people have bought one for 100? The answer is probably 0. So that's no measure of anything. When I was saying about the box thing, yes, it does increase your chances, you know, depending on whether you want to reverse engineer it and whatever, and then resell it, or whether you're just selling it with the box because people prefer to have it with the box for whatever reason, even though they're going to take it back out of that box. What I'm saying is that for me personally, this is now, because obviously it can vary, but the amount of money, and again, Whittakee is a perfect example, because he was saying, I buy mine to build, I buy mine to.
Yeah.
But then he's talking about he's keeping the boxes because of when he sells them. And I'm thinking, okay, he's talking about somebody inheriting them, but it's like in his back of his mind, at some point, he's considered resale. And therefore, that's the only reason you would keep the boxes. I get that some people like to display the boxes. Some people like to keep them sealed in the box. Yeah, that's all. Yeah. There's a lot of weirdness. But what I'm saying is, for me, is that the value that the box might be worth, you may sell it one day and it may sell better because of a box and somebody might want to buy, you know, all those if, buts and maybes of something that might happen isn't worth the storage space of a box. And that's the way I measure it up. It's like, would I rather keep the box just in case? Because you could say that with anything. You could say, oh, well, I bought this pair of trainers. I'm going to keep the packaging. I bought this shirt and I'm going to keep the label on it. Because you never know.
I'm that way with iPhone boxes. Every iPhone I buy, every Apple product that I buy, the AirPods, I keep the box. I don't know why. I just feel like, if I ever give it away one day, then I would like to put it back in the box. It's the same. It makes no sense.
I only keep with Lego boxes. All I keep now is the front of the box, because I didn't have this backdrop for a while, but it was like a backdrop of all my boxes that I've had in the last couple of years. But even then, I'm at the stage where it's like, I can't be bothered. Like, I just heard yesterday that people sell used boxes. I heard this Friday. People sell used boxes. You can go on eBay. I've seen it. People sell used boxes, empty boxes for like $10, $15. They sell, people sell instruction manuals as well.
Yeah, yeah. I keep the instruction manuals. I do keep that. But I feel like there's anything you would do with an empty Lego box is shady. Like if you're selling an empty box, so if I come to you and I buy an empty Lego box, let's say I buy it for the Venator, right? I just know that's an expensive Star Wars set. If I buy it for that, and then I post a picture like I just bought this Venator for $7 off Facebook Market, it's the empty box. You don't know that. Like, and then I put it in my backlog and I say, oh, I have the Venator in my backlog. You never know the difference. As somebody who's watching my content, you never know that that's an empty box. Like, I feel like that's the only thing that you could do like that. What other reason would you have to buy an empty box? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's shady.
There could be people too that maybe buy a box where, again, we don't really have used Lego stores where we're from. They might have like you know, comic books kind of thing. Okay. But maybe like, so let's just say someone sells obviously we have our opinions about bricks and minifigs. Overpriced tat is what a lot of it is, right? But it all is dependent on location. Some good deals and
what's up, Carly?
But let's just say someone trades in like maybe someone trades in a Lego set, like we'll take Star Wars because that's what we're on the show known for. But like someone trades in like an Imperial Star Destroyer. I don't have the box, but it's here in crispy condition. And then maybe they find someone selling the box on eBay. They can kind of bundle that together and do like a reverse Whittakee, like, oh, we'll take it apart and maybe sell it built in a box. Again, that's a whole other business thing.
Why? So like this person just said, someone just spent $200 on the Death Star for a video, and then spent $500 to get it overnighted to him.
But he's got the money.
Yeah,
it has content though.
You have the content. That's what I'm going for. Like, how many people are out here displaying empty boxes. And then as someone who is looking at this empty box and looking at this person who has all of these boxes that are potentially empty, what does that say to me? Oh my gosh, like that, you talk about creating FOMO and creating this culture of I have to buy this, I have to be the first one. There's so many people out here that are living like fake lives on the internet. I know that we know that, like you guys, we see documentaries almost every day of people popping up of these influencers that are living in their parents' basement, but they make you feel like, you know, they're living in these mansions. I think that, and you said it, right? You said he has the money to spend. We only know that because of the highlights that whoever this person is shows on social media. But what if that's not the case? You know what I mean? Like if you're buying an empty box, if you can spend $500 on an empty box, why not just buy the set with the box in it, or with the, you know what I mean? Like it just, the math, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, and if you, I assume that you guys know, and I don't know this person, I'm just using them as an example because that's what we're talking about. But if you know that he paid $500 for the box, how do you know that? He had to put it on social media to say, oh, I just spent $500 on this box.
He did.
So, like,
he did a video about that. He said, like, the box was going for 200, and he wanted to do a video to do. It's a funny-ish video, but like he did a review of like a Lego Death Star, but it was just the box and it was all empty. But he got like 200,000 views, and he said in his question video that, like, yeah, I'll probably end up trading it into like a Bricks and Minifigs or something like that, or Atlanta BritCon, whatever those kind of used Lego things are. But he did say he paid like 200 for it, and then plus the additional for shipping.
I could tell you anything. I could tell you that I bought the Lego Tudor house for $5,000 because I wanted it the day before it was released. You don't know any different, right? You only know what I'm telling you. So to me, that, like, I want people, and again, I don't know who this person is. I've never seen any of their content. Their name does not look familiar to me, but I just encourage people to kind of take a step back and look past what you're seeing. Because if I'm telling you that I spent the box was going for $200 and I spent $500 to get it shipped overnight, that's $700 that you spent on an empty box. Why? And I always say, people that have money, they don't do stuff like that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the rich stay rich because they hardly ever spend their money. People send them things. People are always gifting people with things. And so if I have to tell you the amount of money that I'm spending, that means I really don't have it. I'm really just trying to get you to believe that I have it, is what I'm trying to get to. Like, you'll never hear me say, oh, you know, I make 7 figures a year. I don't talk about the things that I have because I don't have to. You know what I mean? 100%. Like, it's not, I'm not trying to impress you with what I have, but to me, that is kind of like the culture of this whole thing. There are some people, people build from the heart and they love it, but some people are just like, let me show you how much money I can spend, because that's social media, right? Everybody's a millionaire, everybody's a superstar, everybody's a celebrity. Like, I'm better than you because I'm sitting in front of a camera. I wish we could get away from all of that because it's ruining the space.
I think at a big core, because like I've been in at least Lego Online since I'm turning 27 tomorrow, and I've been in it since I was like 10, and it's like I've seen the ebbs and flows, but there's always, like, I still think the creative side, the mock side, the animation side, the custom side, that's still very, I think, niche, because what gets clicks and what gets views is reviews, set reveals, collections, and I think that's what, like, a lot of people are drawn to. Like, look at my, like, whenever someone does, like, I'm not going to count YouTube shorts because that's brain rot, but like, if someone does like an Instagram post of just their collection, like their shelves, that's going to get more views than like someone's like mock did. And that's the same way on I would use like the Lego Reddit, and it's the same thing too. Like, there's jokes from I'm not going to say the community, but they're like, you could spend hours on a mock and it'll get 10 upvotes, but you could do a post where it's like, I pulled this set out of my attic after 50 years and it's got a 20,000 upvotes, and it's like, all because it's still material. It's obviously, the hobby is materialistic.
Yep. I have every month, you'll see if you follow my TikTok, every month, maybe sometimes twice a month, I'll do just a view of my backlog room. That always gets thousands and thousands and thousands of views, like thousands of likes. People like to see stuff like that. But then, like you said, I'll create a mock and I'll get like 50 likes, or I'll get like, 100 views. Nobody really wants to see that. People, and I think it's just I don't know if it's not even just the culture of this, because I've seen people that collect Funko Pop and it's the same ideas, right? Like people want to see what you have. It's just, I don't know. It's just a weird place to be.
And I mean, and then I would, in the watch community, it's the exact same thing too. Again, watches is a little different too, because it's like all they do is tell the time, but people will customize them, or like that's really it, really, or they'll like do stories. But like the ones that get the most likes and views is look at my watch box, it's all full. Yeah. And the same with cars and all too. Like look at this new car versus like, you know, oh yeah, look at the mods I added to it, or the details and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, because at the baseline it is, especially with Lego, it's like, oh yeah, anyone can kind of buy it. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not out of reach, but not everyone can mock, but not everyone is willing to put in the time and effort.
And the time. Yep.
And it is. I do think it's still a niche. In the AFOL space, like, yes, even though some people have millions of subscribers, but like look at their content that's really popular. It's not, 24-hour hiding in a Lego shop challenge. It's a review of a Star Wars set. You know what I mean? Like it's the most bland, vanilla. It's a thing that makes me want to delete the internet, but because it's so boring. But
yeah, I don't know. I just think that that's my goal anyway, is to help people to understand, like, you don't have to buy every new set. You don't have to be relevant. Like, you just don't. You don't have to spend a whole lot of money. You don't have to go into debt. There are so many people that are blowing credit cards, and you can't tell me that they're not, because anybody who goes on every release day and buys 5 sets, 6, 7, 8 sets every release day, like, you have to be making an astronomical amount of money to be able to afford that without blowing up your credit cards and without, blowing out your spending account. And if I'm wrong, somebody help me out, because I'm doing the wrong thing. Right. And if that's the case, I'm doing it wrong.
The most I've ever spent, like I have family and friends who are like, oh my God, you got so much Lego. You've ever wasted or invested so much money. And I'm like, the most I've ever spent on a Lego set is like £170, which to me is like a lot of money. Like, because that can go towards stuff that, like, I could split that up into smaller Lego sets. And then there's people I know that are like, oh yeah, I spent £4,000 on a retired Lego set. And I'm like, see, there's my reaction to them is the way my family's reaction is to me buying like a UCS, the cheapest UCS Lego set at the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what? But again, it's just different. And it's, but Lego has that price range too, where it's good.
No, I kind of, so for me, I think Brick World was a turning point when I was saving for the first Brick World, because I don't want to go into too much of a story, but basically I decided that, because I was buying, I mean, in fairness, let's just say they were releasing, for argument's sake, 20 Star Wars sets a year. I know it was probably more than that, but 20 sets a year. I was buying maybe 17 of them. Now they're probably releasing, again, just ballpark figures, just to make a point. Now they're releasing 40, and I think I'm probably buying 10. So I'm still buying a lot less. The reason for that, though, is obviously there's the backlog and things like that, but I'm also thinking to myself, eventually I'm going to run out of space. Everybody's going to run out of space if we carry on this trajectory. Regardless of whether you buy 1 set a year or whether you buy 10 sets a week, you're going to run out of space. So,
but I think people, they still buy it because in their minds, they're like, if I buy this, I can sell it. I think that is the biggest misconception, is if I buy this set today for $300, I can sell it tomorrow for $400. And it just doesn't work like that. And it may for some sets. But you guys hear Remy? He's throwing a tantrum because
we're gonna try and get Remy on in a little bit, but
he's the next co-host.
I gotta get him to listen. He could use a job. He needs some extra money.
So what I started doing is I started like really narrowing down what I want to collect. So like, for example, there's a midi scale series, which are smaller ships. I don't collect UCS sets, which I never have. So I've kind of narrowed down. So there's lots of subcategories just within Star Wars Lego, lots of subcategories. And I've kind of limited myself to, I'm only going to buy this, and this subcategory, for example. And in a lot of the cases, what I also do is I go through some of my sets, and if I build a ship, like I built a ship recently, which I've had in my backlog for ages. I bought used, so I didn't buy it new. I built it. I didn't particularly enjoy the ship. It didn't look particularly great. I enjoyed building it, don't get me wrong, but my enjoyment of the build is always more than my enjoyment of what I do afterwards. Like I don't look at them and not all of them. This isn't the case with all. I'm looking at some sets that I've built, but I seem to have more passion and love for the sets that I've built that I've either modified myself or I've built from Rebrickable. And of course, don't get me wrong, there's some sets I've built. I think, oh, this is fantastic. This is going to go on my display. This will never come out on my display. But like in a set like that, the first thing I'll do is I'll go on Rebrickable and say, right, before I take it apart, or even after I've taken it apart, is there another set I can build with it? If not, what kind of pieces are in here? Can I rebuild something else? And I'll consider that. So I'll separate it into kind of 3 piles, which is taken apart, want to build again one day, haven't built, obviously want to build one day, and built, not interested in, would like to build something out of it. Worst case scenario, combine it with another set to make another set, whatever. And I think it's quite important for people, because for me, that has always been ingrained with me since having Lego as a kid, is that it's build, it's rebuild, and the creativity behind it. And like I said, I'm more of a creative person. I like to do like creative arts and crafts and stuff like that. So for me, when I see a Lego set, I see it as a set, but I also see what else could this be. And I think a lot of the AFOL community aren't in touch with that, because theirs is just buy it as a trophy or buy it as a display piece. And there's nothing wrong with any of that stuff. If you want to have a collection where you look at it and you get enjoyment from looking at it, that's great. But I always get, if I have to kind of measure it, build versus it done and looking at it, I would say it was 75 to 80% the build and the enjoyment of the build. In fact, sometimes it's even the hunt for that set. If it's a set that's like retired and buying it from wherever I'm buying it from and getting it at a good price, or even if it's out at the moment and waiting to get the best price, that makes up a smart. If those are the 3 stages: the hunt, the find, the best value, the build, and the display. The hunt and the build are always the bigger part for me. Those 2 make up 80 to 90%. The 10% is of like seeing it and seeing on display. It's like
displaying it,
yeah. And I mean, you've got perhaps friends, and so both of you have alluded to in this conversation, in this stream, about other people seeing your sets and saying you got this, you got that. That will never happen for me, because I'm not in a position where people that I know live near me, and even if they do, they're not interested in that kind of thing. And even if they were, I don't show people around the house and stuff like that. So it's not that I'm embarrassed about it. It's just we don't really host people, you know what I mean? And it's not something to think of. So I don't ever
host
think to myself,
anybody.
what will this, it's never in my mind, what will this look like to other people? It's always, what's it look like to me? How does it feel more than how does it look? Do I have a particular love for that set? No, but there's a set I'm looking at where I went on to Rebrickable, built the set from it. And even though the set was quite nice, I prefer the Rebrickable. So that I'm going to keep. I may still take it apart, don't get me wrong, but I will rebuild that one before I will build the original set. And I just think that's quite important for me, is people trying to get at AFOLs. If we're fighting you've got your agenda in what you want to fight, and I want to try and, if I had the power, I'd want to get people to just fall back in love with what Lego was originally about, which is the diversity of it, the creativity, and the rebuild imagination, that kind of thing, you know?
Yes. I got so much slack when I started taking modulars down. Like I had the jazz club, I took it down, I went to Rebrickable, I found something else. I after a while, like having a city is cool, but I get tired of looking at the same things all the time. Like the Ninjago sets, those will never get old to me. But most of the modulars I have taken them apart, built them as something else on Rebrickable. A lot of them are from just the designer, Oso Jang. I really like his designs. And so if he partners with a company, I'll go buy that because I know it's going to be fun to put together. But I'm the same way. Like I agree with that wholeheartedly, but I got so much flack from people like, oh, you're going to take the greengrocer apart. You're going to take the diner apart. Yes, I am. I'm going to take it apart and I'm going to reuse it because like you said, to me, that's the point of the Lego bricks, is to be able to create not just when you think about it, the designer that put out that set he did the same thing that we should all do. You look at some bricks, you work them together, you figure out what you can build from it. It just so happens that he works for the company that his mock is now a set in many people's homes because he works for Lego. But it's all the same idea. You look at the bricks, you figure out what you can build from it, you build it. If you like it, you keep it. If not, you take it apart. Like, to me, that is the joy of the bricks. But like you said, there are so many people that don't know that. And coming into this community, like, people that, from my perspective, when I would see people that built mocks, I would think like, oh, I could never do that. Like, that is crazy. How could you just look at bricks and decide to build something? It's not until somebody introduced me into, you know, how to do it and how they went about starting and what kind of things they looked for. Like, I wish that we would become a community that relies more on what we can create aside, other than what we can buy. Like, that's really my message. That's what I try to get the people that follow me to see, is that you don't have to spend a whole lot of money. Like, you don't have to buy a whole lot of things, but what can you create from what you have? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's where we should 100%. Get back to.
Again, like there's a lot of people like we know in the space too, like good friends with, that's like, for them it's just, I just buy Lego, put it on a shelf, that's it. And they're just there for the banter, the crack, and that's fine.
But where's the fun in that, though?
Like, when I remember one time saying like, oh yeah, I eventually will dismantle my X-Wing or land speeder, and they're like, how can you do that? And it's like, well, I've been doing it for my Lego sets for like the last 23 damn years, because I get fucking bored looking at. There is only a few sets I will keep, and it's the Lego space ones, because I'm a big space fan. But there's like Star Wars sets that I'm like, after a while I just kind of get bored, and I can use them for mocks or also I don't have a lot of space anyway, and like when they're dismantled I have more space for some reason, you know what I mean? Like, it kind of works out. An excuse to fill it up with, so put more stuff in that space. But
if you guys are looking for, like, these shelves that I have, they're not like fancy shelves. I got them from the TikTok shop. It's the large, I think the largest one, this one was probably like maybe like $80. It was not expensive at all. So if you're looking for shelves, look for the garage shelves. I can fit, like, I think the top one has like 6 modulars on it, and like they're very wide. So if you guys are looking for space, that's a good place to do it. But again, I feel like we all complain about space, we all complain about money, but we continue to buy, and that just doesn't make sense to me. And I felt like,
well, that was the point that I started on, actually, and I didn't actually get there, which was Brick World. And what I was trying to say is that Brick World was a huge influence on me, because and Kirsty, you know, shout out to Kirsty, my fiance, she basically put this idea in my head, or at least kind of, you know, helped me with it, which is, she's saying, would you rather buy like half as many sets and be able to go out and do what you did? And this was even before we went, and be able to go and enjoy that potentially. I mean, there's no guarantee that I can do it, because you're talking about like a huge cost, and it's probably still not even 50% of what I would spend, you know, on Lego anyway. It's more than double what I would spend on probably Lego anyway. But what I'm saying is that for me, it was like, no, and since I've come back from Brick World, I haven't bought myself any Lego at all. And because I'm constantly thinking, right, well, it'll increase my chances. Don't get me wrong. If a set goes down and it goes into a deal, I will buy it. But I'm much more strategic. I wait it out a lot more than I have been in the past. And I've always been a bit like that. But my thought in my mind is, I've seen a set and it's like, you know, it was £13, let's say, and I've seen it at 10. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, it's only just gone down to 10. It'll be probably cheaper. I'd rather increase my chances to go to Brick World, and that kind of thing. So that has become a what do you call it, like a springboard for me into, you know, being a bit more I don't know, strategic. With what I spend, and again, like if somebody said to me, look, you can only buy 2 Lego sets all year, but you get a chance to go to Brick World, then I would take that. I don't want to get completely out of it, because eventually you're going to be going to this Brick World and talking about stuff that you haven't got any experience in, because, you know, essentially it does come down, but you could still go there without having bought any Lego. But I'm just saying that in the sort of groups that I would knock about with, we're talking about sets, and that's what kind of keeps you in it. So you feel like you're kind of out the loop to some degree. But what you were saying earlier, and I want to just touch on this, is that I came off social media around about the time like other social media like Facebook and stuff, because every year I was getting that thing where, I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't have a huge following on Facebook, and I was really only in it for some of the Lego groups that I was in, and I was also in a Star Wars book club, which I was part of. I was an admin for as it happens, because I was quite a big reader at the time, and I was reading a lot of Star Wars. But apart from those two groups, generally it got really tedious for me. And one of the things I've talked about this before, the guys will know, and even some of the people in the chat, is that people like showing off what they, especially for their kids, like at Christmas, this is what my kids got. This is my kids' Christmas haul. And I get that you're on Facebook and you want to kind of, but I just thought it just seems
it's more of a flex. It's not because I love this hobby. It's because look at what I got. I bought this. What did you buy?
And it's not even, and it wasn't even specifically Lego, because I think if you're in a group like that,
anything,
and again, so I've said this about social media, and a couple of people argued back with me, but I'm saying that when you're in a social media like this, when you're talking about Lego and stuff like that, and all of social media is look at me in general. Otherwise, why would you be doing it? What's the point of it? You're not doing it for you to look at. You're doing it for other people to see. So I get that within certain communities, but I was talking about just Christmas. Look at my huge piles of Christmas presents I've got. This is what I've got for my kids. Oh, look at this, guys. I've had to wrap all this up. And that kind of attention-seeking type thing. And I hated it, and it frustrated me. And I just said one year, anybody posting things like that, because we just come out of COVID and stuff like that. And I thought, anybody posting stuff like that, if you want to post it, that's fine. I don't want to see it because I don't think it's fair on the people who can't afford that kind of thing. And that wasn't necessarily me, but I just thought there's people out there who can't afford to buy for their kids. And I was dealing with those kind of parents every day in my shop. And then going home and seeing people like, look at this big pile. I ran out of wrapping paper because there's so many gifts. And it's just like, who's this for? Who are you trying to prove yourself to? And it just got frustrating. So I was like, right, I'm going to unfollow you, or I'm going to unfriend you, or whatever. And it got to the point where I was like, and then I thought,
start cutting people off.
Absolutely. But I just thought it depends on what circles you're in, because in a case like this, where we come on a show like this and we talk about what we've bought, and it's done out of love and it's done out of respect for each other, as opposed to, I've got this. And like you were saying, I see a lot of that in the content that I see, where it's like, I've got this, I've bought this, I've got that. I use MatteBlackBricks as an example, right? MatteBlackBricks buys battle packs by the ton, but he doesn't show it off. He's quite humble about it. I mean, yes, he might do a photo of
we have to pry it out of him.
Yeah, but he won't just take a picture of, look at all the sets I bought, guys.
Yes.
Generally, it'd be an ass. But if he does show off, it'll show him being built, or his building technique, or whatever. So you're seeing the creativity behind what he's obsessed with. He's obsessed with collecting battle packs. That's fine. Everybody's got their thing that they're interested in. But it's still, you're seeing the creativity behind it. You're seeing them building them and display. You're seeing him unpacking it, right? I've got, these are all the heads of the minifigures. These are all the bodies, whatever. And that shows the creativity behind it, the bit that he's passionate about. It's not just, I've got all of these, and then you see nothing else. And those people where you skip from post to post and everything is just, I've got this, look at this big pile. And never any building,
They never build anything.
I'm not interested in any of that. And those are the people I get frustrated with, the same as yourself. So
and not for nothing, there are some people who buy a lot of stuff and they build a lot of stuff, but I get frustrated with those of us who are just like, oh, I bought this, and it's almost like it comes off as I'm better than you because I'm back in the Lego store, I'm back with another haul, I'm back with this. And I just like you, I go through their picture and I'm like, okay, what's the last thing that you built though? Or like, what are you really passionate about? It's really hard for me. Like, it's hard for me to relate to people if I can't feel your passion. And I don't care what that passion is. If it's Star Wars, 100%. If it's mocking, whatever it is, if I can talk to you and like your eyes light up when you start talking about the latest mock you built, then you're somebody that I want to like surround myself with, or I want you to be a part of my community. But for people who are just, and nothing against those people, but for people who are just buying to say they have it, to say, look at me, I'm a better AFOL than you because I have every last Ninjago set that came out in my backlog. Like I have tons of stuff in my backlog. To me, and I made a post about this, and that has been one of the highest viewed, shared, commented on posts that I've ever made. That does not make you an AFOL. Like the fact that you spent thousands and thousands of dollars over the last year to obtain all these sets. Why do you like the bricks? Like, what's your passion? What theme do you love the most? Are you like, where do you direct all of your energy? It's just hard to tell, so I can't relate. But like, there are a lot of people who think that in order to be in this community, you have to spend tons of money. And I really want people to see like that's not the case. You can be creative. You can never. Somebody in the comments said they haven't bought Lego set in years, and that's totally fine. But how many things have you created since then? And another thing that it doesn't frustrate me, but I just think it's funny. I love that it is working because again, in marketing, you love to see stuff like this. But the gift with purchase, I think, is the biggest crock that you could ever like. You you tell me if I spend $300 on something, you'll give me something free. It's not free.
Oh, they know what it is.
No,
they know what it is. Like it's just because like people like I think like not to like blast Liam, but he said like they got me with the Sega GWP, and it's like
I've been Lego groups all over, and the people everywhere are saying that same thing. The Sega GWP, they got me with this.
I was going to buy. I was going to buy the Shire. I was going to buy the Shire anyway, but when they were doing the Deagle and Smeagol little side thing, I thought, well, yeah, I'll get it then on day one because. But I was going to buy
the set anyway.
By the way, I just want to apologise. It did go off.
Man.
I've had to go. I've gone around with my daughters and bought a new different battle power pack because it was the power pack. I think it just wasn't charging. So I do apologise.
It wasn't cooked.
I
thought it was because I started talking about your boxes. I was like, man, I have to reach out to you after this. I have to apologize.
I bet they thought, oh,
I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice you weren't there, to be honest.
No, yeah, well, yeah. See, is what I got to put up with. But what you were saying, I was listening there, and because like these two know, a couple of like a month ago or whatever, I did spend quite a lot of money on a set. I spent like £700 on a set. But these two will tell you how excited and how it basically was the AT-AT, the UCS set, because it's retired, you can't get it. A friend of ours was selling it. I just basically it was money I saved anyway from what I didn't spend at Brickworld. Because I didn't eat much or anything, so I saved a bit of money there.
Why did you not eat much?
I wasn't going to say it, right? But
what happened? You can't say that because now I'm like, you were in my hometown. You didn't eat much. Like, who goes to Chicago and they don't eat? Like,
he was unwell. He was unwell, Jen.
Oh, okay.
Very quickly, I had esophagitis, so I couldn't eat anything. Anyway, moving on. Okay. But these two will tell you, and anyone that knows me, how excited I was with that set, and just like I'm building it, and to be honest with you, I took like normally I build really quickly, and I took like nearly 2 weeks to build that because and it's actually it's not in this room, it's in my front room. I've got it at the moment in my front room. I love it.
I think that's the thing too.
Great gold, but I love it.
People are missing out on enjoying the set. When I first started, my whole thing was buy the set, build it, hurry up and build it so you can post it. Like build it within the next day and the next 2 days. You have to get it built so you can post it. I'm learning that now. Like I came into this, I think social media was so huge in it that it was kind of clouding the joy of the craft of building. So now, like I'll take what I just finished. It took me a whole week, like because I was just building a bag here and there, but I was loving the build so much that I wanted to enjoy it. But like
when I started, it would take me quite a while to build that. Now because I build so quick, I was like, oh bleed now, I've built it already. It's like, and then I'll buy another set. So
especially if it's
I love to build. That's why I buy them because I just love to build. I love the building. It's like I said, it just helps me focus, relaxed, not thinking about anything.
It gives you focus.
Not worrying about what Martin's going to say about me or anything like that. It's just focus.
God, such a bully.
Yeah,
he loves me really.
Yeah, I can tell. There's love here. He wouldn't bully you if he didn't love you.
No,
I always say that.
Well, I wouldn't quite say bully, not bully.
Well, he wouldn't give you a hard time. He's ribbing you.
Yeah, I give it back, so it's all right.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I just it's you can tell when people are like, oh yeah, I got this, built that, and that's when you see like the gleam in their eye and they're really excited and happy. It's just,
The thing is, I have heard some people, the odd person, say, "Yeah, man, I bought this Lego set. I hate building Lego though."
Yeah, I've heard that.
When I hear people say like, "I bought this Lego set," oh yeah, this £600 UCS set, I've been waiting for it. I just don't want to build it though. I'm thinking, what the fuck? That's like buying a car and just being like,
and you don't want to drive it.
Yeah, I don't want to drive it.
Yeah.
I bought
McDonald's, not eating it.
Yeah, it's like no, whenever someone says that they buy Lego and it's like, I don't want to build it or I don't like building it, then it's like you're an enemy.
See, that's where I'm slightly opposite from Martin, where he says he'll build a set and then he'll take it apart and build it. I hate taking apart Lego sets. Absolutely.
Oh, what again? I throw my set
so
against the wall when I want to dismantle it.
I mean, I look after children with sort of learning difficulties and that. And the little lad that I mainly look after, he loves the 3-in-1 sets because he like the animal ones. So he does like me to like build the main one and then to build the others, which means I have to take it apart, and I hate. Yeah. I hate taking it apart.
To me, taking it apart is so therapeutic. I don't know. Like it's almost better. It's almost better for me though to take it apart than it is to put together. Really? Just because I'm I'm excited to see what is going to come from it next. Like as I'm taking it apart, I'm like, oh, I can use this piece for this, and I can use that for that.
Because I'm not a mock builder, so I don't look into it that way. But also another thing is that once I built it and then I've taken it apart, and he wants me to build the other 2 animals. Yeah, you have to. They're not bagged. Then they're all the pieces are on the table, which Martin loves, don't you, Martin?
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. I know.
That takes Cool Han back to like the Stone Age, whenever Lego sets were. They were all in one bag, you know. There was no number.
I just built a set like that. A 3-in-1.
Martin was saying like he was a Star Wars fan. That's like me. I was, I've always been a massive Star Wars fan, and I will be honest, even though I've kind of branched off and bought sort of Lord of the Rings sets and things like that, but if it wasn't for Star Wars, I wouldn't have got into Lego, and I wouldn't have probably collected Lego. So it is because of Star, and because my mate bought it for me. But then Star Wars, he knew. But now,
that's a good point.
Obviously, as years have gone by, certain sets will catch my eye, like like the Barrador, and the Rivendell and stuff like that. But I still mainly stick with Star Wars. So
Rivendell is so gorgeous to me, but I don't know anything about Lord of the Rings.
My favorite set of all
buy
time. It's my favorite set of all time.
Wow.
But my favorite Star Wars set is the AT-AT. So
the AT-AT.
It's meant though, like Whittakee. If Whittakee's friend bought him like a Lego friend set, we wouldn't have him on our podcast right now. We would have we'd have Wharton Whittakee on instead. Or something.
He knew because of Star Wars. Obviously, he knew the connection there. So
shout out friends.
I just conscious of the fact that while we were out, while Martin was out at the chat, we were Martin was out with the stream. We fell a little bit behind with chat, or at least I did. So great to see you guys commenting and talking about your love for the brick. And there's a lot of people out, I think, in the comments generally agreeing with our kind of, if you want to call it a conjoined sort of opinion in terms of, it should be about, regardless of whether you want to collect or whether you want to build or rebuild or mock or whatever, it should be about art. It should be about the creativity. It should be about the love and the passion and how you feel, regardless of, there's nothing wrong with, what niche you fit into, if there is such a thing, because there's probably thousands of different branches within the Lego community of what you like, what you don't like, that kind of thing, but also just how you collect and that kind of thing, specifics. But I think, what we're basically trying to say, and what I think Jen has done a fantastic job of really bringing up as a topic, which we've never really, I guess, discussed in this kind of detail before, is that, let's get back to the passion for the brick. Let's get whether you buy 1 set a year or you buy 50 sets a year, whether you build them in secret and then show them off afterwards, or whether you show them off, keep them in your backlog for 10 years and then build them and film yourself. It doesn't matter. But it's, it should just be about what you love, and rather than doing it because you think other people will love it.
Right.
So look,
that will be tiring very quickly if you're not doing it for you.
Yeah, I'll use an example of something that I've been doing, and it's just because people have shown haul videos, and mine is kind of like a joke on that, a play on, because I've actually got a work backlog. So a lot of the Lego I buy is at work, and because I cycle back and forth work, I can't necessarily bring it home. So I've been collecting up. So I've got a bit of a backlog in work. So as a kind of joke, I've been like, you might have a backlog, but I've got a work backlog, and somehow I've got to try and get this home at some point. Even to the point now where my manager who visits, like, you know, every sort of 6 weeks or whatever, he's seen this room and he's like, yeah, I think you might need to take this home. And I'm like, okay, yeah, it's my store and everything, and obviously I manage the spaces, but it's like, he's like, yeah, I'm not like, I don't care that you've got it here as such. He said it's just more of a case of, if anything happens, there's a fire, I'm worried that, you know, you got your personal possessions, a lot of money's worth of personal possessions in the store, and I don't want to be accountable for that. Well, exactly, but it's just, you know, we don't encourage staff to keep things in lockers, so effectively I'm breaking policy by having it there. But it's like,
you're the boss who cares.
Well, like I say, I build Lego at work with the kids and stuff, but no, they haven't got a backlog because, like I say, as soon as we buy it, we bring it back, we build it. So,
again, it is just for fun though sometimes, and I get that. Like I said, I don't think I've ever really done a video or a post about, like, look at everything I've got, and I might have talked about it, but it's similar to something else that I'm quite passionate about that you mentioned, Jen, and again, we've never really talked about this directly, but I was always brought up not to really sort of discuss money and finances and things like that.
Yep.
Obviously, there's a time and a place for those kind of conversations, but to talk about, so I kind of leave that out of my content. I don't do review content generally, but I have done some short reviews on, and again, this was kind of tongue in cheek. There's a lot of people reviewing the Star Wars wave that came out in August, and there was a lot of kind of politics around it, and there was a lot of banter and disagreement. And I just went out of my way to purposely, I filmed one long video and then I chopped it into little clips to release as shorts. And I did it purposely to kind of be like, let's talk about the set. Because yes, the price is important and it is relevant if it's overpriced. But I was talking about the set, and people were literally commenting and saying, I can't believe you're going to buy this set, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, whoever said I was going to buy it?
We're just talking about it because it's,
but you rated it an 8.9. That's terrible. That's terrible because it's overpriced, and I'm rating the set. The price is so flexible because, first of all, there's different price in every country, depending on currencies and stuff. You might buy it on a deal. You might buy it with a GWP. There's lots of different things that are going to affect the value for money. So therefore, I'm not going to say this set is a great looking set, but I'm only going to score it a 4 instead of an 8 because it's overpriced. Because that's got no. That's like when people complain about, I don't know, complain to like Amazon or something about their delivery when the product has been poor. I think we've talked about stuff like this before, where it's like that's not their problem. That's not that. It's Lego's problem. But I don't see why we need to take into account how much we like the set, how it looks, and even if you've got it in hand, what the build is like, why we need to take into account price.
Yes.
So I purposely
because what may be expensive for you may not be expensive for me.
Well, yeah, but not just that. But it should be judged on. It should be judged on merit. It should be judged on how it looks and all that stuff as well, or more importantly than the price, because the price can be fluid. The contents of the set are never going to change. The color of the bricks is never going to change. The quality of the bricks is never going to change. The instruction, none of that stuff is ever going to change. But the price is variable, completely variable. Yeah. So for that reason, I think if I like, it doesn't mean I'm going to go out and buy it, but I've turned around and said I think that, let's say the turbo tank, for example, which got a lot of flack because it was well overpriced for it, I think it looks fantastic. And then there was comments saying, why are you going to buy this? And I'm just using that as an example. No, sorry, the MTT, right? So we use the MTT. I think the MTT looks fantastic. People are like, no, it's undersized. And I was like, right, that's a comparison to previous. That's nothing to do with this set. Right. Oh, it's overpriced. That's a flexible thing. That's not, just judge it on what you get in the box. And I think that's important.
See where you're coming from. I mean,
talking about price, how much you've spent, what things cost, how much you're going to sell it for, all that kind of stuff. I'm like, that gives a bitter taste in my mouth, and it kind of get out.
It's
block.
tacky.
I want to see.
That's what my grandmother used to say all the time. It's very tacky to talk about price for anything.
Money and
like people that buy expensive cars. I don't need to know that your car was $80,000. I like your car. It's very nice. I like the color. It's like, oh yeah, I got it for 85,000. It cost me 85K. That does not move me either way. Like I really like it. I
To
think
be honest
it's
with
nice.
you, when I tell people that, like, sometimes they say to me, like, or like they say, for example, the 8080, they say, how much did you? And I tell them, they think I'm nuts. It's like, you pay $700 on some plastic. It's like, yeah, but it put a smile on my face. But there's a certain person I follow that he will say, you know, this is a really good set. And then right at the end, it will then say, like, but would I pay for that? No, I wouldn't. He said, but that doesn't mean
I
it's
just
a
saw
terrible
someone do a
set.
review like that. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think though, like with at least with money and like price with Lego, like we'll just say, like, I do think it's pretty boring when someone's like, yeah, I bought this. Like whenever it's just someone like going into like a Lego store, they're buying it because you know for a damn well fact it's just full price, and they're buying it on a day where there's no double VIP points, no GWP, and it's like you are an idiot. But
or the people that I don't have it. I don't really want this set. I don't really want to buy anything, but it's 3 times the point, so I have to buy something. Like it's those people that lead with that.
But as well, like Lego is like, having talked to like some people, it is like almost the peak of like retail therapy, where like if I'm not feeling like everyone has done it, they're not feeling well, I'll just go on Amazon and I'll buy. And but like with Lego, it's like at least the excuse is, you know, it's not like, you know, a t-shirt you buy and you just wear it. With Lego, it's like you have to put in time to build it and all, and then you get to choose how you display it, or in my case, think about, right, in a year's time, how am I going to destroy it? You know, I get, you know, whatever. But I think with price, it has gotten, I think it's, I don't want to say boring, and it is to an extent, but I think we've all just come to accept it, and especially since 2022, with the price increases, with all of us on here being mostly Star Wars fans and like purchasing it as like one of our main themes, it is almost a given, like, right, all these sets are going to be overpriced compared to what they were. It just does, and I would agree with Cool Han. Like, yes, we should, yeah, but we should judge the sets based on the merit of the build. But when you see that some of the builds are lackluster, and then you see the price as well, then it starts leaving a really bitter taste.
When the quality doesn't match. Yeah. Like I said, the only time I kind of moan about the money in a way is just like, I just think at the end of the day as well, it is also a children's toy, and they're not bringing out enough sets on the lowest, you know, for children to buy. So
Lego knows that. Like there has been a real shift in the last number of years, especially with like licensed themes. Especially licensed themes. It's like,
adults will spend, you know, however much we moan about it, people still go out and buy it. So.
Because, like, as I say, like, you know, like going to the Lego store the day, like, we had a new Lego store open just over 2.5 weeks ago, and it's like, me and my mate were in line, and it's like, I only picked up like £23 worth of Lego, because it's like, number one, I don't need half the stuff in there, and also number two, I know I can get it for 10 to 15% off online. But there's a lot of people that when they go to the Lego store or any store, that might be the 1 or 2 big purchases they make a year, so they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to save up. They might not know about the deals, they might not know about the fact that if they wait 3 to 6 months, there'll be a big discount on it. So it was interesting going to a store and seeing, like, that's the most amount I've seen of like people were buying the Titanic set full price. They're walking there. Someone would take it off the shelf, and
because they can put another one up. They get that big bag. They get the big Lego bag. Like, that's another thing too. A lot of the groups that I'm in, it's like a rite of passage to walk out of the store with that big bag. But the only thing in my mind, the only thing that I see when you come out with that big bag was, my God, you spent a lot of money in there. Like, what could you have purchased? And it's usually the Titanic, or it's usually like 5 or 6 $300 sets. And I just, to me, it's more of it's a status versus I'm buying these sets because I really love the Titanic. I love the architecture of the Titanic. I love the movie. I'm a huge fan. Like, it's never that.
The Titanic is tied to here, so like that's probably why people were buying it. Like, yeah, Belfast, the Titanic, I'm gonna buy it. Like, I was like thinking, this I might
even
sink halfway through building. Like, you know, like,
you'll be proud of me. I went to the Lego shop today with the little lad, and I spent $6.99.
Yes.
On the minifigures, yeah.
Yeah, I'll go and
I'll show them later on weekly picks. But yeah, I spent, which is what, about $9 I spent. So there you go.
yeah. But you got something that it made you happy when you walked out. You were smiling when you walked out. You couldn't wait to get home.
I want.
That's what it should be.
I'll give a little hint. Something I want for the end of next month.
Oh, for Halloween. That's my least favorite time of the year. If anybody cares, like I'm such a scaredy cat.
Well,
like
is Tyler still in the chat? Because that's his favorite holiday, isn't it?
I was going to say
scary.
That takes us quite nicely on to the next topic, actually. But before we do that, just want to say, guys, make sure you like the chat. Like the stream, and sub if you're new here. But yeah, I just think it was quite interesting, actually, when you're just talking about bags, because I'm a reusable bag guy. So I've been in the Lego store and bought like what I maybe would class as a haul for May the 4th. But I've taken, I'm like, no, I don't want a bag. I've got my own bag and I'll put it in there. So I don't even think of the fact that you said that is a really good point, because I've never even considered the fact that I don't even think I've got any Lego bags, because every time I get an opportunity, I've always got a bag with me. So in the UK, it's quite a big
Lego
thing,
bag
because we have to pay for bags here.
Put in my cardboard for recycling, so they just take it all away.
Yeah. But before we sidetrack into minifigs and Jen's new obsession for minifigs, let's have a bit of lightheartedness, and do we get to meet the man, the myth, Remington, aka Remy?
Remy, come here, pop up. We'll see if he comes. If sometimes he's napping, and so he wants nothing to do with me. Remy, come here, buddy. He was just here walking back and forth.
Oaktown wants to know, how can you not love Halloween?
Because I'm a chicken. I'm very much afraid of masks and everything else. Hi, Pop. You want to say hi? Let me see if I can. You guys don't pay attention to all the minifig parts on the floor. You want to say hi? Can you say hi? Can you say hi? He's a big guy. No, there you go. That's your good boy.
How's he feeling?
This is Remy.
Can he hear us? Remy!
I was going to say.
He can't hear you, but he was sleeping. You can tell he was tired.
Does that mean he's feeling a little bit rough?
Yeah. I love a good dad joke. That was a really good dad joke. Thank you for that.
Jesus.
Yes, he is really good. That's funny. Remy's gonna be 4 next week.
Mine's like,
wow. Yeah, because I remember watching your streams quite early on, and he was kind of knocking about in the background, always made reference to it. And I just thought that's pretty cool, because he's I think you're basically saying that he was kind of like a big, scary looking dog, but he's actually like really dopey and placid. So
he really is. Like he has a lot of quirks. Like he doesn't know how to turn around. So like if we're coming up the stairs and I turn around and go back, he gets stuck. Like it's like his brain glitches. There's like so many things. He doesn't like there will be like a ball or something in the hallway or a box. If it's a cardboard box, I had like a little it wasn't a jewelry box, but it was a small box in the middle, and I couldn't understand why he was like whining, and he was just very upset. He did not want to walk past the box. So things like that. Like I think his depth perception might be off or something. He doesn't think he can fit past stuff, and so he'll just like freak out.
There's those funny videos where people have like they make like a castle fort for the dogs to run through. And maybe one dog's like slightly bigger, and they just like stare at the opening, and they just like they don't know where to go, and then they have to knock it down to go through it.
He won't touch it, and he will sit and just whine and whine and whine. It's almost like he's crying, like please come help me. He won't like certain floor textures. I have to have these little like mats and stuff all around, because he doesn't like the tile floor, so he'll just sit in the doorway and whine, and I have to put the rug down so he'll go out. Like it's a lot. Like it's rolling out the red carpet for him all the time. Yeah, he's very quirky.
So let's get into it then. I think, am I right in saying that this came from you getting into the Spider-Man series?
Kind of right before the Star Wars series, I got excited about minifigs. But I'm definitely the Spider-Man. I'm definitely excited about
I was like, well,
Sorry, everybody
like,
perked up. Like, wait a minute,
is there a
what?
Star Wars one and we don't know about it?
No, it's Spider-Man. I just I had never built, of all the sets, all the modulars I built, I used to just throw the minifigs in a bag. I had this big, like 5-gallon Ziploc bag. I would just toss them all in there. But just recently I was putting together a set and I was like, it would be cool if the owner, I just started like to think of stories for the mocks that I build and stuff like that. And I'm like, it'd be cool if like this little old lady owned like this skate shop. And so as I started to get into ideas like that, I'm like, well, I could make that minifig. Like I could make a little old lady who owns the skate shop. Why not? Like, and so I just started taking things out and creating people with them. And I don't know, like the details on some of the minifigs, I never paid attention to all the detail they put into like the torsos and like the pockets and the zippers and all the other cool things like that. Like it never even crossed my mind. But lately, like, and I'm sitting here looking because I just did like a couple this morning where I was just playing around with stuff. But like, I don't know. It's just I did this little guy. I don't know if you guys can see him. He's got the Gandalf beard, but he's got like a white afro. I did Groot in like a little workerman suit. Like it's just so much fun to like create these people and just put them in places. So like these guys are sitting around the antique shop. Like I don't know what happened, but Star Wars, I will say, as a person of color, I was super excited about that series. I try not to go into different things like that unless it's necessary. But like it did make me happy to see like figs that look like people I know or that look like me that I could put in my city and kind of make it my own. So I got excited about that.
And this is the Spider-Man one here.
Yeah. The
Spider sold out in the Lego shop today. They didn't have one single one. All sold out.
Here I have some sitting here. Yes, those. So in that picture, they don't show. They show all the Spider-Man faces, but like this guy is one of the. This is the Spider-Punk one. He's in there. He's got a mohawk, but he looks. He's a dark-skinned guy on this. There's so many like different heads that came.
Oh, is there alternate heads like kind of the Dungeons and Dragons series, right?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Morales, what's his name?
Miles Morales.
That's it, Miles.
Miles Morales.
The Indian Spider-Man. He's got.
Yep. There's India, Spider-Man India. He's there. He has.
I think.
But yeah, and I don't know why I don't know why they didn't advertise them that way. But most of them are like people of color, and I think it was super good. Like here's another one.
The one that I really want is the cyborg Petra Parker. I don't know, the one of the robot arm.
Do you really want that? I have an extra one.
Oh, whenever they come out here, I'll probably pick up a few. But I'm a fan of.
The only one I want is a cowboy. I want the cowboy one and the Indian one because I want the horse and the cat.
Yeah, the cowboy one is fun. This is the cyborg one, the one that he's talking about. That one doesn't have an alternate head, but
I have a big issue with this is kind of minor, but it's to do with the way Lego. This is not the first time they've done it, but like. And this is super minor, and I apologize, but they'll sometimes show these minifigures like bending their arms a little more than they can.
When they bend their knees as well, and legs.
I don't think it's bad here, but I remember whenever they started doing the collectible minifigures, that's when it was like CGI minifigs, and it's like generated and all. But I think all of this is. Class.
You see the one that's got it's got like the walking sticks, like
yes,
right. I only realised recently that that's a cap on backwards, isn't it? To me, I thought that was a metal colander, like a colander.
Oh my god!
Like when you dress as a spaceman at home.
Yeah, when I used to dress up.
It's actually a backwards cap.
What you were saying earlier, Jen, about getting the figures and making them and turning them into characters. A person, Nimble Saucepan on here, he does Bluestone, and that's what he does. He makes his own. He's got his medieval village, and he makes his own characters.
Yeah,
like
there's
that.
a name for it.
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way,
Big bar thing, yeah.
Did you not see the new one? Because you don't address me now. Thank you, as Whittakee or Martin. It's Sir Whittaker.
So,
Oh,
What's the latest one? Bless him. He's put me in as a character, looking after children in an orphanage.
I haven't seen that, no, but
Oh, haven't you? Oh, right, mate. Yeah,
go and check it out, guys. If you're in the chat, go and check out Nimble Saucepan on YouTube and his mini series, the best mini series, imaginative, creative mini series on YouTube, Bluestone, and it's kind of medieval based, Jen. If you're into that kind of thing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But
I've just gotten into like medieval
he
building.
comes up with. I mean, some of them are a little bit adulty as well, but yeah.
Yeah, he comes up with like his own creation, and some of them are actual sets. Some of them are he's very into Rebrickable as well, and it's just the creative, and they're only short videos. They're like sort of 8 to 10 minutes a piece. But yeah, so if you can understand and get through the Brummie accent, then it's quite good.
I love the accents. I do.
But no, I think that's quite interesting what you were saying then about the representation in that minifig series, and that it is quite strange they haven't sort of advertised that, especially because regardless of what the ethnicity is of the face, the fact that they haven't shown that you can get alternate heads, because I think that in itself is a fantastic selling point. And it's strange to think that in that particular case, they haven't done it. I'm not trying to suggest that there's any sort of racial reasons for that, because otherwise they wouldn't have done it in the first place. But it's almost like, that should be, there's two fantastic selling points there. And of course, obviously I'm only going on that one picture, but that seems to be the kind of one of those images that kind of encapsulates what they're selling. And the two things
that's what it looks like on the box.
Yeah. So the two things they haven't really boasted about, which are probably their two massive USPs, the fact that they come with alternate heads, and that there's a nice mixture of different sort of ethnicities, skin tones and skin colors, and obviously, like you said, people of color being represented better than probably ever before, certainly within one minifigure series. So I think that's fantastic. So
it's just a bit of history, because you would probably know this, Martin. Was Lando Calrissian one of the first ones he did for actual
Star Wars?
Was it just Star Wars?
So I don't know.
Right, so Lego did. No, they
had to, because it was yellow characters up until then, and there was
that caused that probably it
was the first license they ever had was Star Wars, or first proper license they ever had, where it was based on real people. So they're like, we can't make everybody with the. I get why they did it to start with, because it's like everybody's yellow kind of thing. But they were like, right, now we're based on a real thing. What are we going to do? So I don't know how they went about that. Obviously, we know. Visually how they.
I just didn't know if that was the first one, and I had a funny feeling it was. But
see, probably, Lego did. Cloud City came out in 2003, and at the time, that was, I think, the first year we got like flesh-skinned minifigures. But that was the first time in a Star Wars set, and that kind of probably caused a bit of debate where like yellow was a pretty neutral color. It was a neutral color, and then Lando, black, and then in the same year, Lego did NBA, and they did like normal yellow, but whenever they would represent actual basketball players, like they did Kobe Bryant, like there's black and then maybe white as well. They introduced the flesh, the skin tones,
right?
I think I kind of moved over to Star Wars. I think a year or two later. I do think NBA was the first theme to have,
because in Cloud City the other characters were still yellowheads, weren't they?
Yeah.
It is an area of opportunity, and even still, like when they came out with the Spider-Man, like I still have to go and buy hands, because they like this one, for example, he has red hands. A couple of the other ones have like blue hands or gray hands, or so it's still like not all the way. And I bought the Pharrell, the piece by piece set only for these heads. I know a couple people did that. Like the rocket was cool to build. It was a fun build. It was better than I thought it would be, but I was really looking for those heads, and not for like. I've had this conversation so many times, and people are like, "Oh, it's just a toy. Like it's Lego. Like why does it matter?" But when you come from being a Black person, there are not a lot of toys. Like I can't look at a toy and say, "Oh, if I wanted to be this, I could, because this person looks just like me." And kids need to see that, right? Like they will look at stuff and be like, "Oh, well, I could never be this because I'm this." And there's so many other things in the world that contribute into that. It's definitely not just the toys, but to see a toy and be able to notice, and that's one of the things I want to do with my city, which is why I'm like shifting into minifigs, because I take pictures of my city all the time, and there's either yellow people or there are people that look like you. There's not necessarily people that look like me in my own city, because I don't have the availability, or I have to order parts. Like when I want to do a sig fig, one of the reasons I didn't bring a sig fig to Brick World is because I have to order the head, I have to order the hair, the arms, you know what I mean? Like the hands, It's all separate from me. I can't just go to a BAM. I could, but then it would be yellow. It wouldn't be like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and the hair I still wouldn't have, and just different features. So it feels good to be able to say I have a sig fig, and when you look at my sig fig, you'll know this is Jen. Like it looks just like her. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
So there is an area for opportunity. I shout out to Lego for at least moving into the realm of that, but there's so much opportunity with a bunch of other things. But it's good to be able to say I can make people look closer to people that I know.
They've done it with.
I got Dre.
Yeah, see, and everybody knows that's Dre.
I'm not saying Dre's two-faced, by the way. I'm just saying he's got two faces.
No, well, no,
he's
not.
Lego have even done that in a way as well with we'll just take Star Wars. Well, I'm not used to clones because they're all the same guy.
Yeah.
Tamora Morrison, but with the Stormtroopers, for a long time they all had the same white angry clone head, and then I think in 2020, 2021, right, because they're wearing a helmet, there's no, you know what I mean? Like, so they would have like a woman's face and then a man's face, but then the races, changed. And I think in the new Death Star too, I think it's like a whole different array of different. Now, obviously they're helmeted, but it's like pretty cool that like, oh yeah, because actually for a long time,
wasn't it the blister pack that first did that? The snowtroopers. From the blister pack,
yeah. See,
this was from the Rebel. Oh God, what was it? The one they brought out not last Christmas, the Christmas before, was it? Or was it last Christmas? The Rebel and Stormtrooper.
Yeah. Because I'll go ahead.
I was just going to say, I know in terms of historically, this isn't anywhere near the kind of issue that you've kind of faced, but I will say that ginger people in the Lego minifig community is also poorly represented.
No,
and
here you are, Cool Han.
There are a few. Don't get me wrong, but it did take a while before there was the right, ginger skin tones. And of course, when I was growing up building Lego, it was all yellow, and it was like I think there was only black hair anyway. It was very, very limited. So of course, when you're coming from that background, anything they add is great.
I mean, it's difficult to have ginger-haired stormtroopers because you couldn't have the hair.
Yeah, but I mean, look, obviously there was persecution in the UK for ginger people. Nowhere near, the kind of level we're talking about with other skin tones and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong. Without going into too much detail, but I was just frustrated that when I was trying to order for my minifig, for my sig fig, that the other things that I also found, which I'm frustrated about, is baldness. Like, if you have to just have no hairpiece to have, and then you've got to have a stud on the top. And I'm thinking, why can't they make? I've seen them make it on certain figures. Like I think it was in the what's that? Pharrell.
I just saw a fig that had was it piece by piece?
I've only seen it. I don't remember what set it is, but it's.
I feel like I just built one that had that.
I'm trying to think. I think I've seen one where it's like bald, but it's got hair around the side.
Yeah, I've seen that one. But I think
there's another one that's a cap though, and it makes it like smooth across the top where the stud is not showing. I swear, now I'm going to be looking for it because I swear I just built one like that.
Oh, sorry, is that the bald headpiece? Sorry, I'm trying to think.
Yeah, but at the moment, I think that is only in black skin tone, if I remember rightly.
Really?
I'm not saying that. Obviously, we should have it as well. What I'm saying is, the point I'm trying to make is it's taken Lego a while to get to that point, and I was always like, why have I just got to have a lump on the top of my head? And also beards. So you either got to have a huge bushy beard, or you've got to have a really intricately braided beard, like if you're one of the Lord of the Rings characters or the dwarves from Lord of the Rings, or stubble. You can't. So there's no representation of like a shorter beard, and if it is, it's not ginger, and it's certainly not ginger with lots of grey in. So again, I'm not trying to I'm not
You're
trying
looking very
to
specific.
I'm not trying to compare levels of frustration from what is and isn't represented. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying that sometimes, even within what you would think is a more broader variety, I had to, for my sig fig, have to have a huge, massive beard.
Yeah,
or nothing.
That's the guy. What is that?
Yeah,
what set is that from?
That's Alfred. There's also one more. Is this?
Isn't it from the Pharrell Williams set, whatever that was called?
That there.
No, Piece by Piece is the one that I have. That's where all of these came
from the film Eggheads.
Yeah,
it's
Piece by Piece. Pharrell Williams has.
But that's got stubble on top, right?
But that's not a real piece.
Is it not? Oh, I just assumed that was in the set.
No, Piece by Piece are these. That's where I got all of these. He did like 7 of each skin tone.
Right.
I'm so annoyed with that.
He did
he didn't do Daft Punk.
Oh yeah, he gave you the helmets for it, but he didn't do it. But like these they're all different skin tones. But again, like if you have to go by hand, you have to go by hair. And if you go to the Lego website, I'll just let you discover on your own. But go and look to see what kind of hands you can order on the Lego website, and that is very telling.
I never even thought that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you wouldn't, right? You wouldn't have to think about that, because if you wanted to go and buy as many flesh tone hands as you wanted, you could just go straight to the Lego site, order it, or you could go into a Lego store. Sometimes they have the flesh colored hands there. They have the flesh colored BAM there for the most part, but you won't see any like dark skinned, dark tone minifigs. And it comes up more than I think people realize.
Yeah.
But it's not,
I agree,
it's not any different from anything else. So like, it becomes something that, you have to go and do a little bit extra. It's just, it is what it is.
It's just, it's something like it's not necessary. Well, when I do like stop motions or mocks, I always stick with the kind of classic Lego, like just the yellow skin tone. So it's never something I really have to. And again, the theme I buy, the only real licensed theme I buy is Star Wars, and it's never something I really think about. But I'm sure, as you say, like a lot of people, like they don't like. I don't maybe notice it, but maybe people do notice. Like, oh yeah, we don't have that selection, because I'm so used to going into like the Lego store, and I'm like, they'll always have the heads I want, because they'll always have yellow Lego heads, and that's the kind of the stuff.
And I mean,
after, like, but
not for nothing, that's a good way to say everybody is the same, kind of, right? Like we're all on the same playing ground, but the reality is it's not like that. And for me, I think it's more important for kids. Like I don't have kids, but I've worked with kids before. I have friends who have kids. It's just so important to show them, like, you don't have to be a basketball player. You don't have to be like a football player. You can be a regular person and still, succeed. But you just don't see any examples of that. Somebody's Kit Kat is talking, and it's so cute. I'm not the biggest fan of cats. I'm scared of cats, but I like they just sound so cute when
he's
they call
always coming in here meowing, and I'm sorry about that.
He's like, "What are you doing in here?"
Yeah.
But he's talking to himself again.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's always sitting in this room looking at this box, talking to himself. I feel like that's how all the animals look at us. Like, what is there? There they go again, staring into space, just talking.
What's up, Daniel? LifeHallBricks was our guest on last week.
Hello, Daniel. How are you? Hope all's well, man.
Fellow Irishman.
Yeah,
no, look, I think it's definitely an important conversation. And of course, it's not something that we would have probably been comfortable enough to cover, in any other circumstance or with any other guest.
I figured it was going to come up.
No, it's interesting. It's a topic that's interesting, though, for sure. Because I feel like Lego has, at least in the time I've been in the hobby too, it's like especially with licensed sets, they're really, I don't want to say confined, but they're kind of constricted to what film is out, what are the characters, and it is kind of, and with like, as I mentioned, like Star Wars being it, where like, we can introduce more colored head pieces and stuff like that, and different. I found the piece by piece interesting, even though it's like not a set that like. Again, I just Legos IP themes and Star Wars, but I found it really interesting that they were introducing a whole range for people too, and it is
and
it is
that
a big
one,
change.
It gives a
that one was
variety
really
as well, and
good.
it's good. I mean, like for example, like the Stormtroopers, for example, you didn't have to because they never take the helmets off, and you never know. But
Well, like
it's great to have that kind of variety. And
for a long time, like this is a clone trooper, but like the old Lego clone troopers and stormtroopers I had growing up, they all had like the straight like black heads, and that was because like they didn't need
They
a
were
head.
clones.
But then it's like after a while, it's like they changed the helmets now. Like, oh, they could introduce. Now for a lot, it got annoying to me as a kid because we got the same angry expression. It's the angry clone, and it got to the point where it became
but even on Stormtroopers, it's like but they're not clones. They should be having those. Yeah.
Well, not just stormtroopers, but like any kind of like faceless henchmen in Star Wars or even Marvel, that they always had that same angry clone head, and it got to the point where people did bring up an issue where it doesn't match because that head originated for the clone troopers.
And the early Mandos as well. The early Mandos.
But it didn't match. People would say like they don't understand why that head was used because it got so annoying. But like it doesn't match Tamora Morrison's skin tone, and then they eventually rectified that in 2020, and they've kind of kept that consistent since. But
also the Clone Wars clone ones were really weird looking anyway. Looked like they were like high on something. Their eyes were like
they just looked like they walked in and saw something they shouldn't have. Like that scared expression was like, holy.
They just seen someone playing with their Funwhole.
Jesus.
It's after 9 o'clock. Come on.
No,
watershed language.
After 9.
So where would you say you are now then, to try and bring it back to sensibility? Where would you say you are now with? Because I've always said that I'm more of a build, and if you're just saying the build, the minifig, and we're just breaking it down to that basic. Because I know it's not just that, but if we're breaking it down to those two basics, I've always said I'm 80% the build, 20% the figure, and I'm similar to yourself. I do like the figures. I do find them exciting, and they look pretty good. But just from displayability point of view, I almost never put them on the sets.
Yep.
And I kind of keep them separate. So I'd say it's 80-20. So would you say that obviously that's changed you, but what would you say was your percentage now compared to before?
Now I'm probably like 60-40, and I'm getting closer to being like 50-50, just because like I can build something and it looks great. It's amazing. Like I built it. It's fine. It looks good. But then when you start to add the people to it, to me, that it uses my imagination so differently from building the set. Like I built the set, I followed the instructions, I built it, I'm done. But then the people that come with it, they're cool. But then if I can create my own people and then create my own stories, and then like I really enjoy, I've been following a lot more people that only do minifigs. Like they hardly ever build, they really just design minifigs.
Yeah.
And some of the stories that they're able to come up with, and it's almost like the minifigs are the star of the show. The builds are just like the background, like to fill in the pieces of the story.
If you want to display or whatever, fine. But if you want to display a scene where you want to make a little story and stuff, then the figures are very important. When I started building, I was like, it's for the ships. I'm not really interested in the figures. Yeah, not so much now. I'll be like, oh yeah, those are quite nice figures to go. I won't buy a set just for the figures though.
Oh my gosh, I have done that so many times recently.
Because that's what it's all about. Battle packs. That's different. But I do. Like for example, I bought the Dark Falcon. I would have bought it anyway, but then just to see, a white, version of Darth Vader and stuff like that, just different, just. It does make you a bit more interested in it. So, but yeah, I mean, I can understand people who like to build mocks or like to build like scenes and especially city. You can't have a city without the people.
Without the people, yeah.
And you make it, like you said, you make your own stories, like the lady who owns the shop or whatever, and like I said, like our friend Nimble, where he has different people, different characters. The figures can be important. So
I think as
Citizen
well.
Brick is crazy. I just saw somebody say they love Citizen Brick. Oh my gosh, from their tiles to the accessories to the minifigs. Like, I'm a huge fan of I'm a new fan of Citizen Brick, but I'm a big fan of them.
Did you buy anything from Brickworld from Citizen Brick?
No, because I overslept the day they did their the drawing, so I didn't get there early. And by the time I got there, it was like hardly anything left.
Oh no. Well,
yeah.
I gotta say though, now we're on the subject of minifigs, I remember coming across people in the community. This was before I was on Instagram community, a Facebook community, who would buy like a Lego set, take the figures out and sell the rest of the set for, you know, less than, let's say it was a $70 set, and they'd sell it for like 40 or 50. And I just couldn't understand it. I'm thinking, why would you? And of course now it's kind of making sense, because I'm thinking, I kind of wish to some degree, I mean, obviously I still, you know, like the builds over the figures, but I kind of, in terms of space and displayability and the ease of collecting and all that kind of thing, I don't know whether I would go as far as to do that and have to resell the sets all the time.
I mean, you still need builds or ships or whatever to go with the figures. I mean,
there's people out there.
I've come play figures. It'd be like, oh, that's a bit.
That's boring. What I'm saying, though. That's what I'm saying. There's people out there who that's all they care about.
It's not for me.
And they do that, but then they create some of the things that they create with these minifigs, like the parts that they use, like fig barfing. I was like, oh, it's cute. You just take the hat off and put another hat on. But some people just like, they go crazy. I never realized how creative you could be with just a little minifig before I started to follow some of the people on Instagram that do it. And so some of it is like incredible to watch, but I think I'm not on that level. Like I'm just on the level of, I want to create different, like in my mind, I have a story about this set I just built and I want to tell it. And the minifigs are going to help me do that. Like, I really want to get more into storytelling with my stuff, and just to kind of like give something different, because I'm not like, because I have stopped purchasing so many sets. My followers, you asked me like, how do I get to so many followers? I'm hoping it wasn't because I was spending so much money, because now that I'm not spending the money and like showing all these flashy sets, I can say my followership has slowed down a little bit. I just made it to 4K, which I'm super thankful for. But yeah, I've gotten a lot of unfollows. Thank you. I've gotten a lot of unfollows recently. I think it might have something to do with the whole Star Wars. When I posted the back of that Star Wars Death Star, the Death Slice, when I posted the back of it, I lost 6 followers that day. That's the first time I've ever seen my follow count like go down. Yeah. And it just depends on what people like and what they enjoy. But
sorry, how many followers do you have again?
I just got to 4,000 a couple days ago. So what was that?
What was that?
It was around. Thank you.
And it's funny because Eiffelbricks, Daniel is in the chat, and we did have a conversation about this as part of his, because he was probably the biggest Instagram following account person we'd had on. So he's on like 55K. And what he was saying, that was kind of like a boom from a particular kind of meme type series that he did, and it just kind of came. But already he's starting to see, and it's gone from 57K down to 55K over the last couple of months. And he's down because what essentially happens is, and I'm
dropped 100 since last week.
Oh man!
And I find the same thing, but it is, you get it and you get a little bit frustrated, but then I have to say to myself, and of course it's a different level for him, obviously a different level for you than me, but I'll post every week. I'll post like something from the show, and I don't always post something in between, but at the very least I'll post like advertising the thumbnail for the show. And every time I do that, I'll lose 2 or 3 followers. But throughout the week, from seeing those posts and seeing those posts after the fact, I'll gain sort of 10. So it'll be slow build, and then over the weekend, and there's never the people who I've built through that week. So it'll be people from old who are probably like, oh, every time I see this guy, all he's advertising is this YouTube thing. They're not realizing that I don't care, because that's the main reason I use Instagram. Like 90% of what I use Instagram for is to promote this show and the YouTube channel. And that's all I want it to be. I'm happy to do other bits and pieces, but for me, I always think to myself, good, I'm narrowing my circle down slowly. Yes, I'm
To the
still
people who
building
really
it,
want to
but
be around for
the
me.
people who are really interested. So you know
Yeah.
then that it's, and that's really what you want. So okay, we max out at somewhere between, I think the most we've ever had viewers on any of these shows is about 40, I believe. But generally it's sort of anywhere between
Which is
10, 15,
incredible.
20, 25. But I'm not interested necessarily. Okay, it'd be great to have hundreds of people watching. It'd be harder to, keep in touch with the people like we do. But I'd rather it be a slower build and know that those people are there for the right reason rather than just people drifting in and out. And it's like, yeah, numbers, because those numbers don't mean anything anyway. So
they don't. But here's the thing, and that's what I was just gonna say. We lived in such like a social media mindset. Think about if you walked in a room and you had 15 people wanting to talk to you. To me, that would be overwhelming. Like if I had to think about, oh my God, I'm going to go in this room. There's going to be 15 people in there and they're going to I have to talk to them. Like I have to keep them entertained. They're looking to me to be entertained because that's all it is. Like I would freak out. But then when we go and do a live stream and we only have like 10 or 15 people, it's like, I had 10 or 15 people. I think like, I'm always thankful if I as long as I'm not on a live stream by myself, and I have been on live streams by myself. When I first started going live, I sat in a room and I just kind of chit chatted with myself for an hour. A couple people popped in, but like I think, and I got this when I was on when I did Brick Dynasty's live stream.
Sure can.
It kind of changed my perspective because I'm like, okay, I'm talking and I have like 9 people in here, but 9 people, and I have crowd anxiety, I have social anxiety. I'm very much an introvert. So to have like 9 people in my space and like know that they want to talk to me is overwhelming just to think about. But then when we see it on there, it's like, I had 9 people, I would love to 40 people in a room. Like I if it was work, totally different. I think we all have different work personalities versus personal, private lives. But like just in my personal life, 40 people interested in hanging on every word I say is a lot of pressure. Like 4,000 people following me. I always want to know like why, like why 100%. Did you? Yeah, it's weird. Well, but
it's a fantastic analogy. The one I tend to use is that I've managed stores where I've had 15 staff. And I've had 60 staff. And when you're doing a staff meeting where you're kind of up and you get the other staff to do some presenting and bits and pieces as well, senior staff. But generally, I found that when I was in a meeting with sort of 15 to 20 staff, they would all be engaged, they'd all be focused. Everything you said, kind of, you know that it went in because from the following day, they're making those changes, they're doing those things, the communication is building a relationship, that kind of thing. Whereas when I was doing a team of 60 people, it's impossible to keep that many, and of course more, engaged. So you'd have people who were like breaking out and having little chit chats together, and you're trying to stop them, and you say like, they're adults, so you don't want to be saying, shh. You'd be like, come on guys. Bring it back
you have to be.
I can see you doing that though, Martin.
Yeah.
People are naturally glazing over and losing stress and stuff like that, and I find it's difficult. So I would always rather have a smaller group, and then of course of that 15 people, if it grows 1 or 2 members every couple of months or every couple of weeks, then you have that level of interest. Whereas I go in as a manager to 60 staff, they don't know me from Adam, I'm doing a meeting, none of them are interested. And I feel it's that's how I liken it to doing this show or general social media, to be honest.
And it's very true. Like you have, like for Sip and Build Fridays, I know that I have at least 10 people that will come. If more people come, great. Sometimes all 10 people can't make it, but I know that I have at least 10 followers who will always show up to Sip and Build Fridays. And to me, that is huge. Like I try to make sure I always have something to talk about. But then on those days, on Saturdays, like I don't get a lot of people on Saturdays. I might have like 5 or 6 people, but I give them the same, like they get the same thing from me. And I think that that's important too. Like people want to say, oh, how do you gain followers? I think what has worked for me is that I'm just consistent. I'm consistently me. Like you're never going to see me trying to be somebody else or be something different. Like what you see is what you get. I wake up in the morning, I come sit in front of the screen. I don't do a whole lot of makeup. I don't, do a whole lot of things to make myself different. You see me in person, I look the same. Like I don't do anything different. But I think when people see that and they see like you're consistently just you, I'm just a girl who likes to build stuff. And so every now and again, I might say something a little controversial, not on purpose, but just because that's what I'm thinking. I think that is when people see genuine people, like for you, I followed you because I'm like, this guy, he's a cool guy. Like, and you're always consistent. Like, I don't go to your page one day and you're like, oh, I have $10 million. I'm going to go blow in the Lego store. And then the next day you're like, we shouldn't be buying things. Like, you shouldn't buy. Like, when people do that on their live streams, I'm the person that's pulling up their old stuff. Like, is this you? Like, are you the same person who last week was talking all this stuff about everything you had bought? Like, that to me, it just drives people away. But I think just genuine people want to see genuine people, because there are so many people that are out there that are like living these fabulous lives. So we think, it's just, it feels good to just see a normal person who is spending money from their paycheck to buy Lego and to dive into a passion that they enjoy. Like, so I think that has really worked for me. Just building genuine connections too. Like, if I see something, I'm not going to say, if I have something negative to say about it, I just keep scrolling. Like, I really try to like not dive into anything negative. If I don't like it, it's not for me. I'm just moving on. But just commenting, there's so many times where I comment under somebody's post and maybe I'm the first comment, I'm the only comment, and they'll send me something back like, oh my God, thanks for interacting with my page. Like, it takes nothing to do that. And then, of course, like, they'll come and check your page out. It's like a give and take, but to me, that is what is the most important. Just be genuine. There's so many people, you never know why somebody's reaching out to you, or you never know why somebody starts to follow you. Maybe they see something in you that they want to see in themselves. You're encouraging somebody in some way. Like you guys with this show, you do this show every week. There are people that come, every week they're here and they want to keep up with you.
The same, and
and you never know what you're giving to them, what they're getting from you. You just never know, but at least you're there to make.
I think that's what we said at the beginning, though. It's like because that's why we don't try to or want to change too much, because people liked what we started doing.
I think small changes and fine tuning is right, especially if you've got it from looking back and seeing what could be better, as opposed to just doing it because you think it'll be better. Like I've literally watched back the shows and thought, that's kind of cringe. Let's do something different. And we'll discuss it generally as well. Sometimes I might lay down the rules, but recently I've been a bit more like, what should we do, rather than this is what we're doing. But what I will say, though, and there's no pressure on you at all, Jen, this isn't me trying to make any hints or anything, but we decided 2 episodes ago to change things up a little bit. So with Pink Wheels, and me and Slurpy discussed quite heavily afterwards, Martin wasn't there in the green room, about how I felt a change in the channel. I felt like we turned a corner in the channel, an organic change, not something like, right, we need to do a 180, but it was like, I just felt us kind of go like that slightly. And the same then, obviously last week we did the collaboration show, but we also had Eiffel Bricks on, Daniel on as a guest on a pre-show. After both of those shows, which has never probably maybe have happened once or twice in the last year, but just after both of those shows, both of those people have reached out to me privately and said, thanks very much for the show. I really enjoyed myself. And that's kind of something that's almost never happened before. And again, that's nothing against the people who are watching who've been on the show and didn't do that. But I just feel like that step change they felt that too, or they felt. Do you see what I mean? And that was just a nice way of me, kind of, without sort of blowing my own horn or blowing our own horn, is that I felt it was reciprocated, that extra work we put in, that extra bit of effort that we did and pushed out towards those guests, you felt it back, because it was the thank you. And the only thing I feel bad about is the fact that I didn't share that thank you with the other 2 guys, unless they got it as well. But yeah, that's definitely something I probably.
I just think that's a courtesy, though, and I don't know if that if you have me on your show, I'm absolutely going to say thank you, and I'm going to do what I can to help promote it, and I'm going to get the word out. Like, you're asking me to come and be a part of something that you obviously love. You have a passion for it, right? Like, you didn't have to invite me here. I'm not like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't have 100,000 followers, and I'm just so popular that you guys need to hear from me. Like. But
I'm gutted that the computer went, because I've really enjoyed you being our guest this show.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here. I love stuff like this because I get to meet new people.
Like computer.
Yeah. I just knew when I started talking about your boxes and you disappeared, I was like, damn. Okay, I gotta reach out to him after this, because I didn't mean to shy him away.
What I will say is that we don't know if we're going to Brick World next year, but what I'd like to do is kind of, if we do end up trying to do a show, it'd be nice to get some of the guests who have been on over the last sort of year or so and just come and breeze through it and just kind of have like a kind of an all-star panel, obviously if the people are there. But I've got, plans if we are to go. Unfortunately, for us three, it's not looking entirely likely, but we'll do everything we can to get there. But the last thing I want to discuss, I'm obviously conscious of time. That 3 hours does go through a lot quicker than you expected.
Did.
Right?
I looked at the clock like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I just knew I was going to tap out.
So it's been good conversation, good topics.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. There's plenty of things we could talk about because I know you mentioned. I feel kind of bad about not bringing this up before. I know you mentioned a couple of times in recent conversation here about mocks that you've built. And obviously, that's something I would have given time. I would have liked to have gotten some pictures and we could have discussed that in a bit more detail. Yeah. But I just, because this is something you mentioned, tables for shelves. And I think this is quite an interesting kind of mini topic.
It also gives us an opportunity to invite her back again. So there you go.
Well, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll come back. I would love to come back.
We got to keep something in the bank. But tell us about tables for shelves. So what
I was going to say, Slurpy, do you want to say it or shall I say it?
Go ahead.
Man.
Do you want to be a co-host?
Listen. Yes, count me in. I love it. I love the energy.
It's a private joke.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I did give it back a bit. Yeah.
No, we'd love to have you back, Jen. But tables for shelves.
So tables for shelves. I am in a room. It's a pretty it's a decent sized room. But when I first started building, I knew I wanted to build a city, and so of course I do like everybody else. Like I go out and I look at all these people who build these cities, like Brixie and Mr. Bookie Boo and Rocco's Bricks and all these other people who have like these cities, and I was like, that's what I want. Like I have to have that. And so I went out and I started buying tables, and I bought one table here, 2 tables there, and before I knew it, I had 8 tables in this room. So 8 tables that the city was on, and then I have like 2 tables with builds, and I have a couple other things around. But I would walk in this room and I would be so overwhelmed at the tables because now I have all of these buildings on this, and now I have to do roads. People would give me such a hard time about not having roads in my city, and you don't have any landscape, and you don't have any, you're not telling any stories, you don't have any people in there. Where's your train? Like there's so many different
and if you're in Wales and you're building a city, where's your castle?
Yes, where's the castle? Where's the beach? You have to have some water. Where are you going to put the boats? Like it just got to be so overwhelming that it was not fun. I would come in this room and I would turn around and walk back out because I was just so overwhelmed. It was so crowded. Like I would get started on one part of the city and I'd be looking back like, man, I have so far to go. And so one day I was like, I'm just going to take all the buildings out of here. And I started to kind of share that with people, and they were like, what, are you crazy? And I'm like, I'm just going to take it all down. Like, I'm done with it. But then I was on TikTok, and if you know anything about TikTok, it is a selling machine. Like they sell you on everything over there. Every other video is an ad. And I saw these shelves, and they're very long, but they're also very wide. Like I don't have the dimensions, but I have like probably like 4 base plates wide going back, like just the width of them. And I was like, man, if I could get a bunch of buildings on those shelves and just buy like 2 shelves, imagine all the room I could open up taking those 8 tables out of here. And so that's what I did. I started thinking of little themes, and right now it's just I just have all of the stuff that I've had. But even if it's helped me to be a lot more purposeful in what I buy, because if I can't fit it on the shelf, if I don't have a theme for it, then I'm not going to buy it. Like, you know what I mean? So it helps me clear out my backlog, because now I have all of the things that I was like, oh, I could build this section of the city. I can just put it on the shelf. So it's been a great stress reliever for me. It's much easier to manage and be more creative with the city when I can do it in small doses, like a shelf versus a 8x8 table. Like
I've recently done the same thing. I've had like the Billy bookcases, and only like 28 width or whatever. But recently I bought these ones from IKEA. They're sort of these, and they're really wide. Screen's gone black for some reason. Anyway, so they're about that wide. A lot more. So so I can get like Rivendell on there and Barrador. And not have them leaning over. So it just makes a lot more sense. Well,
it's the footprint as well. It's like New York City, for example. You when you can spread out, you go higher, kind of thing.
Yes.
And that's kind of, that's kind of the understanding. Obviously, if you've got the space, so I remember you having that setup quite early on, where there was tables you had along the outside, where a lot of it was empty space, and then underneath you had some of the unbuilt sets.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, like, I see, people's, like Hive, for example, where his is mostly kind of flat, isn't it, guys? You've seen it. Brick Hive is mostly kind of city and spread out as opposed to stacked, because obviously he's got the luxury of space. But eventually he will have to, make a step change the way he's collecting. So, but yeah, no, absolutely. It's
I've seen some cities where they can go underneath and they poke their head. They've got a hole in the middle of it.
Yeah. That was what I was trying to figure out.
Do with train sets as well.
Yeah, the trains take up so much room. I never knew how much room those train sets to just do the curve is like. You need a full table for it to just do the curve for the train. Like, it's incredible.
Collect some actual model trains. So up in the loft, he had it all round, and
Yep. I don't know. It's just easier for me to manage. So it was a mental thing, I think, to get rid of the tables. And I have like three of these. The other ones are just like broken down. So like this one, you can change the height. Like I only put 2 and then 2, but it's so much easier. And I'm back to enjoying it again. For a minute, I was like, I'm just gonna give it up. Like I'm gonna sell everything. I'm just done with this.
It makes sense because the table's just got the one level where with these shelves you can put you've got like
and I can tell a different story on each shelf versus trying to match all of the themes into one kind of cohesive city. So. Yeah, thank you for asking about that.
No, I think it's interesting. And like I said, Kirsty always says, shout out to Kirsty again, she always says, I don't know how you can every week spend 3 or 4 or more hours talking. Like, how much is there to talk about? And it's strange to think that we have people on and they still manage to somehow, I mean, eventually we'll probably run out, but still manage to, without just talking about the newest sets that are out, what sets are coming out. We haven't done any of that. And yet we filled 3 hours talking about something that we've never talked about before, whether it be, people of color representing Lego or shelves. Absolutely.
Yes,
and we've got to pick the right people. I always pick the absolute bangers. So, but no, guys,
I'm glad to be a part of that, I think.
we will start drawing it to a close. There's one more little announcement I want to do. We normally at this time
I want to do as well. But...
normally do at this time, we do like... We used to do weekly pickups, but it's kind of strange actually because we were talking about on tonight's show. We moved away from that, and instead we've gone for Look Where I Made, which again, Martin came up with that, and Martin obviously kind of foresaw what we were going to talk about here. So it's more about the creativity rather than what have I bought, what have I spent money on.
But it kind of goes together as well. Because sometimes, like with me, look what I bought, and then look what I've made because I make it straight away. So
But before we do that, I just want to remind people that Jen can be found on Instagram. Now I know you did have a go at YouTube, Jen, but last post was a month ago. Is it kind of a dead?
You didn't have to call me out like that.
But
hashtag shots fired.
34 followers, so don't worry about it.
Well, I was going to say your following, considering how not late, but how you didn't get into it that long ago, and obviously you haven't been consistent on that. But your following is pretty good there, which just goes to show when you've got a good following on one platform, they will follow you over. But you can find Jen on Instagram. You can find Jen on YouTube. JenBuilds. The link for both is in the description for this YouTube. There's also your link tree has been pinned to the top of the comments. What can they find there? Is that just your socials?
I have my so TikTok is over there, Instagram. I do for the LumiBricks sets that I really enjoy. I put the links over there for that. Right. Their website is also over there. There's a couple things that I like to buy from Amazon. People always asking because I'm not a purist, so when I build mocks, I try to go like not the least expensive, but like a very feasible, budget friendly way to build stuff. And so people ask like, what parts do you buy? So I posted some of those up there. It's just really things that I'm passionate about, things that I enjoyed building. A couple of things that people ask me to do. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but like when people ask me, hey, can you post this? Like it turned me off completely from ever posting it. So like there are a couple that like companies have reached out and say, hey, could you help us with this, or we'll send this to you. And so I put those in there, but it's just really stuff that I enjoyed making for the most part.
There you go, guys.
So, yeah.
So you can find that there. Please go ahead and as well as obviously liking, sharing, and hitting that bell on this channel and this stream. Go ahead and do the same with Jen, right across the board. But before we go on to look what I made,
Look what
I have got
made.
one.
I'm excited.
I've got one announcement that I want to do.
Okay.
Drum roll,
just
maybe?
gonna-
I don't know what this is about.
Yeah.
Cool Han's brain has kind of.
Slurpy! It's your birthday!
Oh, what?
Happy birthday tomorrow for Slurpy.
Happy birthday!
Oh,
Thank
mate.
you, thank you.
Yeah, I've got
Hello,
to do this.
Virgo.
I've got to do this. I do this for everyone, and they know if they know me, I've got to do it. Happy birthday to you. I went to the zoo. You look like a monkey, and you smell like one too.
No, like 1, 2.
Yeah.
That's from Madagascar. It's not.
I'm so glad
Go
you
on.
missed my birthday.
That's like the crispiest image you ever do.
Happy birthday.
That
Oh, no, mate. Happy birthday.
I had to
thank
get the green in there to represent the Emerald Isle, but I also had to, and I still went with the green, but the cracked ice green. But
Of course.
yeah, I had to get that sort of cheeky from the
See, I
from
find
the
birthdays
vlog,
very important,
where every now
so
and then you'd go.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So go and check out the vlog, guys. This is a plug for the vlog as well. You get to see this face made a couple of times throughout the vlog.
Please
So,
do if you haven't. It's
Dubs in the chat, and happy birthdays for Slurpy for tomorrow. And you're going to turn 28 tomorrow or 27?
I was 27.
Well,
So,
you're younger than my
Nice.
son.
You could
yeah.
effectively and legally be my son.
Oh yeah, he'd definitely be mine.
That's how old I am.
Whittakee, I could be your great grandson.
No,
I mean,
no,
I could-
stop it.
Oh, that's so mean.
No, you could not be my. You couldn't even be my grandson. So
I think
Hi,
I want to say
Angie. Angie's in the chat. Is this the Angie?
It could be. No
Hey
comment.
Angie, thanks for watching.
Hi, Angie.
You've got a fantastic young man there, turning 27. So keep hold of
Oh,
him.
it's your mom. Hi, Angie.
No, it's his,
No.
it's his girlfriend.
Oh, girlfriend. Oh, I'm
I
sorry.
hope his
Okay,
mum's, I hope his
sorry.
mum's not going to keep hold of him.
I didn't know that. Oh, hello, Angie.
He wants
Right.
to move
Hey,
out
my mum
eventually.
wants to get rid of me, man. She's like, get out of here. What are you doing,
Sorry.
Oh,
What's up, Smokey?
no, definitely important. So happy birthday for tomorrow,
Oh,
mate.
thank you, guys.
Honestly, if
Yes.
I'd have known, I'd have sent you a card.
Or a
Oh,
Lego
I
set.
don't know your address, so probably not.
gosh.
Smoky.
Oh, thank you,
Ballykiss
Smokey.
Angel. Right, so let's get back to look what because I haven't got anything, guys. I'm
Could
just,
I mean, I have, but it's more weekly picks, though, for me.
I have a weekly pickup, but it's not a. It's obviously like I've got bricklink orders and all that kind of stuff. But I got something really cool that I bought a few weeks ago off of Reddit, and it's
Yeah.
a piece of art. So this guy, I'm sorry, I don't actually have the guy's username, but
Oh.
he did.
don't be showing unless you got the representative. Oh, is that a dragon?
Oh, that's
Oh,
cool.
that's nice.
I apologize if it's really blurry, but it's like a print.
Is it black and white?
of- yeah,
That's very nice.
That is.
and I'm not normally one to buy like Lego art like that, but it's,
that's good.
I don't know. I need to get a wee frame for it. I think it's really cool, and I'm sorry. I could see if I can get the guy's name and put it in the
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think if I didn't get
Lol
anything.
Jack.
I didn't
It's Lol Jack Reddit.
buy
I
the
got
magazine
a
this
few
month.
things, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead, man. That's what's for.
Right, I'll just stick this on. So, and going back to what Jen earlier with the figures. So, little box. So,
Oh,
so
that's a bam box.
I bought the Halloween ones. So you got the mummy.
Oh,
The
right,
mummy.
already.
Put something behind it, mate. Something plain.
There you go.
Oh,
That's a good one. I like that one. He's all bandaged up. Obviously,
Yeah.
he's a mummy.
Got the witch.
Gingers. Yes, that's what we like to see.
I've already got one as well. I think last year, was the other which I got from the CMF from Dungeons and Dragons. CMF.
Yeah, I have that one. I was gonna say she looks
and,
familiar.
Which came with a little putty cat.
Have you got
Cats
a black
come
cat,
with
Matt?
every Lego set ever.
Yeah, and
It's
then
always a cat.
the one that I like this year is the ghost.
Yeah, that plate
pretty
thing is
cool.
pretty cool. Isn't it?
that's
Does that glow in the
cool.
dark as well?
No, I
Does
don't think
glow in
it
the dark?
is, but it should be. But yeah,
I thought the
'cause
plate.
I
I
got
thought the
last
plate
year's
thing
as
was.
well. But here's the big thing I got. I went and bought a retired set.
Oh Christ! Here we go.
And it's my first, right? People know me. I love Lego. I do not like Technic. I've actually bought, excuse the pun, but technically my first Technic set. And it's because it's my favorite character from Star Wars. Any guesses?
It's a Technic, a Star Wars Technic. I don't know if I've ever seen
Han Solo.
that.
Sky Tripper. Oh, damn.
So my weekly pick, which we'll then go into.
Don't tell us how much it cost.
Made.
That is probably one of the best. That is the exception to the rule with those buildable
You know
figures.
what? I thought you lot were going to trash me for it.
No, somebody was selling that for 40 quid on Facebook Marketplace.
I'm not a usually big. I mean, I do have a. I think it's Cody as a buildable figure, but that's because it was Connor's and he gave it to me. But no, this.
No, that's good.
To be honest with you, though, I mean, like I said, it's made. I think there's two actual proper brick pieces, and the rest are sort of Technic.
Yeah,
and it was a little. It did feel a little bit like. Remember the old, a bit like Airfix, where you just click them together and stuff.
Look, people shit on Technic for no reason.
But this is my favorite. Like I said, it was the very first figure I bought when I was a kid, when Return of the Jedi came out. Biker Scale has always been my favorite, and I
one
just
of my favorites as well. Yeah,
and I mean, and I, do you know what? I got it. I made this ridiculous offer on eBay, and he accepted. I was like, cool. Yeah. So that's.
But you see how you bought that, and I can feel how excited you are about it. You bought it, you got it. It's a retired set. It's not still in the box. You built it. Like, you're so excited about it. That is what I like to see when people are displaying and talking about.
And obviously, I've got him like that now, but I've had him I've been modeling, so he's like forward. He's got his gun out. He says, "Yeah, I just."
Oh, you're playing with him.
Nice.
You've been playing with it. Is what you're supposed to do.
Whittakee, tell me.
I'm not ashamed. I will play with my sets, even at my age.
You've switched the speeder. Oh, you've done that. You know, you've switched it around the living room. Maybe
have you tried to make the noises like?
Have you chased after the cat? You know.
Have I got it and gone up to my cats and gone? Vroom? Yes, I have.
And look, man, I've been there too.
Why not, man? I tell you what, though, that's a core memory for me.
I've even gone in between my attack legs with it.
It's a core memory for me because I had the action figure of that in the 80s. That obviously figure, but the speeder as well. And you used to press a button on the back and the pieces would pop off.
Yeah, brilliant.
But my parents had dining set, but it was like dark wood. So I remember playing as a kid and going through when obviously the chairs are all pushed in and you got obviously all the legs. So it would be like trees and dense forest. And I remember just going through and I remember I didn't like the buildable set. It was kind of after my time, the buildable figure sets. But I remember seeing that one and thinking, now, if I ever was going to get one, I'd get that one because I just think that's a fantastic looking display piece.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I'd enjoy the build. See, and that's an example where I wouldn't enjoy the build as much as I would enjoy seeing that on display because of how it's made.
What it is as well.
Absolutely.
And I think, to be honest with you, some of the Jinner Sophie, the ones they don't look great, but with this, he does look like what I mean. It's like even the little minifigures of these, they've always done right with the speeder bikes, the biker scouts. They've always looked really good, and I just I could unfortunately you can't press the back for it to explode. I mean, I could chuck it on the floor, but I'm not going to. But
I just want to quickly.
that was I've been waiting to show that all week.
I just want to quickly segue.
He's so excited.
I see.
Yeah,
I see Nick
I
in
love
the
it.
chat. Nick, aka Bricks, is in the chat. Nick, just want to say, mate, I haven't forgotten what I said I was going to do. The problem is that because we haven't been friends on Instagram long, we only get 1 minute, I think, of footage to send. He'll know what I'm talking about. You guys won't. But I can't send. So basically, if you can send me your phone number for WhatsApp, I can send you a video there, and it'll show you everything.
Now you just have to post the video so we can all see what you're talking about.
Basically, I was trying to help him do something, or suggested something he could do on Instagram. And you can do screen record where you can talk and say, right, now you do this, now you press that, whatever. But you can't send it on like Instagram because of the size of the file it would be. So I'd have to do like 10 seconds or something stupid like that. So it won't let me send it. But on WhatsApp, you can send like, a 5-minute bit. Not that it's going to be 5 minutes, but I can say, look, press this button. So I've done it with a couple of people before, and people have done it for me when I was learning how. So basically, Nick is getting into Whatnot, and he's trying to sort of get the best out of Instagram. He's kind of not long joined it, and I was just showing him how he can make like a link on his stories where you can click it. And surprisingly enough, there's people like, obviously I took a while to learn that. I'm trying to sort of pass on that, pay it forward that information. But then I didn't realize the fact that I told him I would help him with it, and I'd send him some videos, and then realized I couldn't send them to him. So Nick, if you're watching, mate, just send me your phone number if you're comfortable with me having it. I'll add you on WhatsApp, and then I can send you the videos then.
I think you sent that to me when we were doing the fundraiser stuff. I might still have your video. So if I have it, I can just forward it over to him.
Yeah, so I think it depends though on, like with me and Slurpy, we used to leave each other, going completely off the point, we used to leave each other voice notes. And it used to be like a minute. You only had a minute. Yeah. So sometimes I would finish work. This is back when I was like, I was unwell and I was going through a time or whatever. And obviously he was leaving me like 10 1-minute voice notes. And then all of a sudden, after us being friends, we don't know what the
only I'm allowed to be unwell.
Well, I don't know what the timeline is or what suddenly changed it. But all of a sudden, I think he was recording a voice note and he was like, wait, this has gone over a minute. Yeah, we're out of Instagram jail and we can leave. And then, of course, instead of, so he was like, oh, now I can leave you one 10-minute one instead of 10 1-minute ones. And then that one became 12 minutes. And the next one was 15. And the next one was 20. And then we were back and forth. And it was like, yeah. And I remember saying to him, I think we might need to go back to limited to a minute. Because now it's just
how you got to put your own limits on.
But yeah, so
we had a real habit of sending a voice note where we'd cap it a minute, and then it's like I'd be yapping on and like, oh no, I stopped recording.
What have I even said? What did I start messaging for? Yeah. But anyway, so the way it works with the video is that you don't know whether the file is too big or not until you try to send it, and then you can't go back and cut it. So you got to do it again. And it's like, oh, I can't. I think with yours, Jen, I don't know why. Whether it must have been because we'd already been friends for a while, I was able to send a slightly longer video. I don't know. I don't understand how it worked, but anyway, that's the reason. So Nick, bear with me, mate. I'll get it sorted.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I still have the video that you sent me, so.
I don't know what it was. What yours was about? StreamYard though, wasn't it, or something?
It's when you were trying to show me how to take the link. Hold on, I'm watching it so I can make sure it's the right thing. Oh yeah. It was how to add the link in my bio. That's what it was. So it was different. You're right.
Yeah,
it was how to add the link for the thing in my bio. So not how to.
And I mean, obviously, I'm no expert, but I just know that when I started
video,
out,
though.
it was helpful. It was helpful for me with these people helping me, and obviously learned a lot myself. But yeah, and I'll send them to you, man, as well if you want, mate, because I know you said you want that kind of help with that kind of stuff. So
what was that?
So, like, I had to delete Whatnot.
Yeah, please, anything.
I had to delete it because I was spending way too much money on minifigs. I bought 3 minifigs in like 60 seconds. I had no idea what I was doing.
Oh, it's dangerous.
Yeah, but I would like to see like if I could start selling like some of the sets that I just don't mind parting with on there, but I don't know how to do that. So any tips, anybody, if you can hear my voice, any tips anybody has on selling on Whatnot, I'm open to it. I think it's a lot of fun over there. I met some really, really, really cool people, but I had to get rid of the app because one morning before work, it was like 7:30 a.m. and I was on Whatnot. I bought 3 minifigs before work even started. I'm like, what am I doing? Like, yeah,
it's so much money on there or something. Yeah. It's
oh
like,
my gosh, and it's so easy. Like, I didn't even realize, like, just swipe it. You just have to swipe it, and it's yours. Like, you've purchased
too easy.
it. Yeah, that blew my mind the first time. I was like, wait, so what does that mean? Like, is somebody gonna bid against me? And they were like, no, it's yours, it's coming. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. How did you get my bank information? Like, I didn't even remember setting up.
It's like when they added like PayPal to so many things where you could just one touch and like Amazon as well. And it's like, no, this is too easy now. I need to stop this. It's getting silly.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that I actually have to pay this PayPal off at some point.
Exactly.
So. When I started collecting, I fell into the thing of going back and getting retired set. I suddenly stopped doing that. Yeah. I was spending a lot of money.
It's expensive.
But guys, before we trail off into another dark dungeon, what anybody else got anything for Look What I Built?
No.
I can show you something I built.
Oh, yes, please.
I mean, it's not a mock. Does that matter?
No, it doesn't matter.
No, so this is basically another way of saying this is what I've picked up, but it doesn't necessarily have to be new. It could be like what you've worked on this week or whatever.
So I worked on this. It's the antique shop. It's not a mock. It is by a company called Expert, but it's one of my favorite designers. So Oso Jang is a designer. He's a brick designer, and he makes some of the best sets. And this one is small compared to the other ones. Like this one is one that he did, and then that one is another one that he did. Amazing designs, but I love them so much. And like even on this one, you can this one has like
the LumiBricks thing, isn't it? Where you
it's not the LumiBricks, but it does have lights and stuff.
That's what I mean. It's similar things. Yeah, nice. Yeah.
Yep. But his designs are always super intricate. Like I'm gonna take pictures and post it. They didn't do a great job with the strings on this one with the lights, but you can just see kind of he builds like the display cases in here, and like there's always a lot of great details. He has a lot of great parts usage. Like
I think that's class looking at that bottom.
Yeah, but it's so good. Like the awning is just a bunch of these triangular pieces together. He's so good with his parts usage. I'll put his name in the chat if you guys are interested. But so this is what I bought this week. I love his designs. He has one of his designs. You guys would love this. It's called the Hiagia. I don't know how you pronounce it, but it's like a Japanese style townhouse, and in the townhouse he has a Lego room, and it has an AT-AT in there, and it has what is the shit, the Falcon, the Millennium Falcon. It has one of those in there. It's super cool. But he loves to build Lego, but he's a designer. I don't know how he's not working for Lego. I really feel like he should be, but he's awesome. So that's what I got this week. I was so excited to build it. This is his name. This is how you can find him on Instagram. His username is actually something different, but this is the easiest way to find him. So Jang.
Awesome.
Really, really, really good stuff. He has stuff on Rebrickable, a lot of things on Rebrickable if you're a builder from there. Just really, really good detailed stuff he has.
No, awesome. And like I just want to say this is one of the reasons we got into this. We got into doing the show, or the reason I wanted to do this show. And yes, it's getting the guests on and talking to them and finding out new things and talking about topics that we probably wouldn't otherwise cover or wouldn't think about, but also about this connection within the community. If two people connect up, whether it's to exchange information, to give each other tips or help on during or as a result of or by proxy to this show, that makes me feel like, yes, we've achieved something. So like Sigbricks has just said there, look, with the WhatsApp, if you need any help, just reach out to him, whether you do or not. The fact that he's offered that, and there's a chance that you guys might connect and help out or help each other, that to me is like, that's what I wanted to achieve doing this show. I can die now, and I've left the legacy.
Well, please don't.
That kind of thing. Not right now,
don't
but
go
at
and
some
do
point.
That, but,
and I'll feel satisfied that we've achieved something.
And married first, go.
Yeah, but anyway, but that
Sigbricks are you the same name on Instagram? Because I'm gonna look you up right now.
Bricks, yeah, aka Nick. He was at Brickworld as well,
yeah.
but
I see him.
yeah. So, Slurpy, did you have anything, or are we closing?
You showed the picture. I think that was it.
That was everything.
What? Sorry.
Did you have anything else for Look What I Made?
I was just gonna maybe. I don't want to be
Apart from the
spoiling too
vlog?
much, but I'm gonna try. Apart from the vlog, I'm trying to work on another stop motion, but it's not Blockhead's Demise, and I want it to be end of October, so another 6-7 weeks maybe. But just trying to get time to do it. I don't know, but it'll only
Have
be
you
2
ever
or 3 minutes. I don't want to be showing any characters because like it'll just spoil it. You know what I mean? All I
Have
can
you ever
say
seen-
is maybe that
No,
this.
that's spoil it.
The only thing that's going to be in it is like a Lego man. You know what I mean? Like I can't spoil too much.
It's like one of Whittakee's hints. Well, all I'm going to say it's a stop motion.
There's Lego in it.
Have you ever seen any of the Blockhead's Demise, which is the stop motion miniseries that Slurpy does just for the show? Ever seen any, Jen?
I'm not.
We haven't played
Yes,
one for
please.
a while. Should we play one for old time's sake?
Right. Yeah. Which one
yeah.
should we do? Should we do?
Yeah. You play your favorite, mate, and then we'll close out.
Oh,
Right. So I'll want to play the shortest one, but
can you play my favorite?
Play your favorite, and
I'll
then
play.
we'll close it out.
The one that combines Whittakee's and George's idea.
Yeah.
Can I
Do you know
share? Like,
You know what I like about that now? When you show people and it's the first time, I wasn't watching it. I was actually looking at the reactions of Jen.
Uh,
Yeah.
it was
You know,
So
so
it's a
good.
world exclusive.
Yeah. 'cause
Whenever I
wasn't
get
having-
mad,
I was-
whenever somebody says something crazy to me, I always imagine a piano falling on their head and like smashing
Yeah.
them into the ground. So that was perfect. I love
I
that.
mentioned an anvil, see, and when he did the piano, and I, of course, first time I didn't know, and I just absolutely burst out laughing when it was like
Yeah.
the piano landed. I went, "Oh, that's it then. It's missed it."
Yeah.
And boink. I was like,
Yeah,
I was just
that caught
laughing.
me off guard too. I was like, I missed him. But
Brilliant.
that's
'Cause
like,
the series, it's this guy here. He's my icon, Blockhead, and the whole thing is like it was supposed to be every month, but it got to the stage where it would be a little too difficult to work on it as well as like other projects.
mhm.
But the way it works is the audience, the commenters would say, "Oh, kill Blockhead by, execution or something like that," and then I would take those ideas and maybe play it. I haven't done one since May. May was Star Wars, and I don't know. I might make one more this year, which I've fallen flat because I wanted to make one every month. But
Yeah, but they
You
take
did
a
have-
long
you
time
did have
to
a-
do, don't
You did have a big project to do, mate, in fairness. so-
yeah,
they? Yeah.
I
So,
love this
look-
song, by the way. I know you said you worked really hard on it. I appreciate it. I was listening to it as it was coming on.
Yeah, that was a joke actually, because I wrote
Oh.
wrote these lyrics while I was on the toilet, but I wasn't
Okay.
using the toilet. The guys know the
Sure,
story.
you weren't.
Everybody in the house was asleep, and I needed
I
some
think,
peace.
you
Everybody
need to
was snoring.
make a
So.
newer one now, though.
Yeah, I need to get rid of some of these dead weights.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
That's not us two. Anyway, so we.
But yeah, thanks, guys.
Right, yeah, thank
Yeah,
you. Jen, it's been lovely to meet you. Thank you. I'm really
Yes,
enjoyed
thank
the show. It's been brilliant. Sorry I disappeared, but I managed to come back.
Have you had the Chicago hat on the whole time? Did I just miss that?
Yeah. Yeah, and
That
it's
is
got
so
also-
good.
It's also got the Brickworld badge that I put on there. But,
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, I just noticed
and
it.
it's so
Good hat
enjoyed
choice.
last year, so that's why I hope to go next year again. So.
Well, thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. I didn't know what to expect. I definitely didn't expect to be here the whole time. But thank you. It was such a good time. Such great conversation. I would love to come back if you ever want to have me again.
Oh yeah, anytime.
Oh, it's tremendous.
And,
So
thank you two guys as well. I won't be staying for the night one, by the way, because I've not had any tea yet. I've got to go and get something to eat.
Well, look, guys, from Whittakee, from Birthday Boy Slurpy, and from our our guest, Jen. She doesn't know that. And from our guest, Jenna, and from Remy.
Who has abandoned me again.
And obviously from myself, thanks very much for watching. Check you guys in the Black Ice if you want to go and check us out there. If not, we'll be back next week. And next week, we have the Aussie Invasion. So Liam Brick the Bed, Bearded Brickman, they're coming in from Australia, tuning in. We've got a slightly different time slot to accommodate for those guys. And we're all going to have a free-for-all. And we're going to have all the other, or as many of the other hosts as we can, and there's going to be a bit of a carnage episode because we haven't had one of those for a while. So guys, check that out this time next week. Keep a lookout on Instagram. I'm going to be posting the time. It is a slightly different time to normal, but yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys same time next week.